The last show he played was our first show at CBGB. It was us and like 8 other bands, and we were first.
You were first on the CBs. Wow.
Yes, first on, and I thought, this is it. I've made it.
Yeah.
This is the birthplace of punk rock. This is where the Ramones came up. You know, Blondie, the Dead Boys, the Bad Brains during that magic formative period. This is where it happened. I have now walked into history. I played Madison Square Garden. I played in front of 100,000 fucking people at a festival. That's nothing compared to what I felt there. I've never had an emotional reaction to playing any stage bigger than that, ever.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's incredible episode of HardLore with Randy Blythe. We had a little bit of an audio problem, but you'll notice it clears up in just a few minutes. And Bo is really sorry, so he's punishing himself, and he's only got about 1,000 more.
I'm sorry.
So enjoy this amazing episode with Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How you doing, Bo?
I'm doing so well. I'm so full.
Full of life and laughter and love for the guests that we have.
Live, laugh, love.
Exactly. I was just getting to that.
Live, laugh, land.
This is a beautiful day on the show. Historic, meteoric, all the orics. We've got an incredible guest today. Many describe him as a titan of American metal.
Wow.
You know, I wrote that. So
Yeah, I was like, many.
it was me.
Many people are saying.
Yeah, many people are saying.
A lot of
he's
people. A lot of people.
30 seconds.
A lifelong punk rocker.
That's right.
Who constantly practices what he preaches. Best-selling author and Lamb of God vocalist, Randy Blythe.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
Couldn't be damn near couldn't be better.
Lovely.
How
The
about
weather is nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
A little too nice.
It's a little too nice.
What's it like in Richmond on a mid-January?
It's not as nice as this.
But not as bad as
Chicago.
Chicago, sure.
Or New
Okay.
York.
So right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Do you still kiss the ground when you get back home to Richmond?
I haven't kissed the ground in quite some time.
Okay.
But I should. Now I have feelings of guilt.
Is Richmond still home?
Yeah, as much as anywhere is.
Sure, I understand.
Yeah. It's very weird. I feel kind of rootless these days.
Understood.
Home is a question mark.
Richmond has a long, beautiful history of hardcore.
Yes.
And is a place that both he and I feel connected to in a weird way.
So,
Just because of the
Played there a
scene
lot.
and the community there, played there a million times.
Right.
Should we go back in time?
let's go back in time.
Let's go
fire
back in
up
time.
The old flux capacitor.
88 miles.
Congrats on 10 records, by the way. 10
Thank you.
LPs. How do you even go about approaching album number 10?
I mean, much in the same way we went about approaching album number 9, number 8, number 7. I mean, I think the biggest difference with us as a band, particularly over the last, 5 or 6 years, is we have consciously tried to shelve the ego individual members have and try and keep in mind the greater whole. Because when you're a younger band, and we're 5 very different people, you're a younger band, it's like nobody hands you a handbook. This is how you be a band. But you're so passionate and it's so important to you, and what you put into the music is so personal that when someone says, I don't know about that, in the band, then you're like,
Yeah.
And we were very contentious for a long time. Writing was very contentious. Somehow in our old age, as we wander off into Alzheimer's riddled legacy territory, we've learned to get along better than we ever did. So we get along great now. And it's because I think when we're writing, we're all like, there's a quote attributed to Tennessee Williams, "You must be willing to murder your darlings," meaning your contribution, your art cannot be so precious that if someone else looks at it and is like, that doesn't serve the greater whole, you got to cut it, and it's painful. So for us, we've kind of learned as a group to sort of shelve the individual egos and think more about the whole. We have a saying, better is better. It sounds stupid, but it's true.
It is true.
Me, just as much as any of the other dudes, have certainly been guilty of, like, I love this, but this is how exactly it works. And then someone will be, but what about this?
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing when you care about something so much and you put in so much time to have someone be like, I don't know, but better is better. So we try and say that to ourselves.
You changed the logo on the cover for the first time in 27 years.
Well, our logo, to be perfectly honest, needed changing. It's the Papyrus font, and had we known, 20 however many years ago, that it was going to wind up that we would wind up looking like a falafel restaurant menu, we wouldn't have used that. But that was before Papyrus font was ubiquitous.
Well, here's the thing, man. What's the highest grossing movie of all time?
The highest grossing movie of all time?
It's Avatar. You know what font they use?
Papyrus.
Did they?
So
I'm
What's the third highest grossing movie of all time? Avatar 2. You know what font they use? Papyrus. Pretty good. You got 9.
Have you seen the new one?
Not yet.
I haven't either.
I have.
Looking forward.
I want to go immerse myself in their aquatic dream world.
You went?
No, I want to.
Oh,
You want to, yeah.
They got a whole theme park for that.
There is.
When does music enter your life?
In general?
Yeah. When do you start? When do you go, you know what, I think I care about this?
I mean, when I was little, very little, I remember it was the disco era. I'm a child of the 70s, so...
Did you like that?
Of course,
Like, other than ABBA, did you like that?
No, I mean, like, I was not, like, some sort of 6-year-old musical impresario or something. Like, I wasn't like, I gotta have this vinyl, but I'd hear things on the radio, because that's all we had in the little tiny redneck town where I lived.
Yeah.
And then I remember hearing in their disco era, Kiss, I was made for loving you, baby. I love that song.
It's their top song now.
I loved it, and that's the only Kiss song I give a fuck about.
Really?
Yes. And then and also I just liked...
You don't like Lick It Up?
It's all right. It's like, I love that song, and then I remember every year around Halloween, there was like this little Halloween fair in this little tiny area and they had face painting. And I would get my face painted like Gene Simmons.
Hell yeah.
Because I thought he was cool. He's dark and
demon.
bloody, the demon.
Yeah.
And then years later, Gene Simmons did one of these fucking interviews or podcasts or something where they play old dudes, newer bands' music. And they played him a Lamb of God song. And he's like, I'm no great singer. The band is obviously very, very talented, but this singer is terrible. And I was like, yes, I got dissed by Gene Simmons. And I used to dress up as him as a little tiny child. So
That's too extreme for what was too extreme for the whole world.
For the demon.
Wow.
So,
cool.
But no, that's really the first I really remember hearing music as a kid was like, Funky Town, you remember?
Oh, what you take me to?
Yeah, that was on the radio when I was a child.
How does that evolve into developing a taste for the extreme? Punk rock, really.
I think...
I'm gonna make a bet.
Please.
Alice Cooper.
No. So, I lived in a very small paper mill town in southeastern Virginia, a little tiny redneck town. And there were no record stores. And... there was no internet then or anything, but I didn't fit in, like most of us, I think.
Yeah, of course.
We just didn't fit in with people, and I, as a young person, I tried to fit in, and I didn't come from money, so like people would be like, oh, you're wearing hand-me-downs, you wear fucking Bobo generic tennis shoes, fuck you, and I didn't understand, right? Why does this matter? So I tried to fit in, but it didn't work. So that developed this sort of reactionary malice for the general public, I suppose.
So punk rock already.
So, and I didn't want to be like these people. I tried to, but they didn't want me. So I'm like, well, fuck everybody, right? And I got into skateboarding, and the most sort of aggressive music I heard was on the radio. It was Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil.
Dude,
right?
Shout.
Which is actually, in retrospect, a political song. I know Nikki Sixx now, you know.
Oh.
So, like...
Really?
Yes, it's kind of a punk rock song. Like, just through the filter of Motley Crue glam shit,
glam,
you know?
yeah.
I hate his pants.
Right? So, like, I went to this summer camp in the 6th grade for gifted and talented kids.
Get you.
At the University of Virginia. And while I was there skateboarding, there was this guy. His name was Jason Smith. Shout out to you, wherever the fuck you are. He was from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and he was a skateboarder too. So he and I had our skateboards at this nerd camp. And he's like, what are you listening to? And I'm like, I like Motley Crue. And he's like, dude, if you like that, you need to check this out. And he gave me a cassette tape, a dub cassette tape. And I put it in and played it, and I heard... And it was Holidays in the Sun, the first track of Nevermind the Bollocks off the Sex Pistols.
Okay.
And instantly, my entire life changed.
So that was
That's I'll never
the
forget
Looking
it.
Glass.
It was like,
yeah,
and
This is me.
and Johnny Rotten
now.
started singing, and I was like, I could tell he was pissed off. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand exactly what about, because there were a lot of weird cultural references to Thatcher's Britain that didn't make any sense to me. But I was like,
she must be awful.
Yeah. I'm like, this is real.
Yeah.
This is angry. This is not boy meets girl. This is not everything's going to be okay. This is life. And this is a sonic representation of how I feel. Because I didn't fit in. I did not like the world, man. And from there, I just sort of, like, he's like, this is punk rock. This is the Sex Pistols. And from there, I just slowly started learning about it, you know, because this was in the 80s before the internet.
And where do you go from there?
Yeah. I started piecing it together. And I was very snotty at first.
Oh, really?
Like, you've never been a snotty young kid.
Oh.
Because
You throw in punk rock and then the straight edge thing on top of it. We were the worst.
I'm the worst.
right. So I was very snotty because I started somehow like finding out about punk rock, and I was convinced that only real punk rock came from England, right? Because the Sex Pistols were from England, and the Clash, and I'm like, oh, that's where punk rock comes from. And through the skateboarding community, when I was visiting like my mom down in Cape Fear, North Carolina, she lived at the beach. There were a lot
Cape Fear?
Yeah,
That's a
like
real place.
Wilmington, Cape Fear, Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach area where my mom lived. My dad and my brothers, I lived in Virginia, and my mom stayed in North Carolina when they split up. But I would go to the beach and skateboard, and there were a lot of surfers and skaters there. And at backyard ramps, etc., they would be playing this music. Or they would tell me, hey, you want to check this stuff out? You want to check out, Black Flag? I'm like, where are they from? Los Angeles. I'm like, that's not real punk rock, right? Like a shitty little fucking...
That's not real punk rock.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's not fucking punk rock, right? And I'm from little redneck Southampton County, Virginia, and I've already got a shitty attitude, like all little kids do, I guess. Not all little kids, maybe just me. But eventually, through the skateboarding scene, I started listening to stuff. I was exposed to stuff like Black Flag, the Misfits, the Bad Brains,
All through skating.
All through skateboarding.
It's such a thread.
Thrasher magazine used to put out compilations called Skate Rock. Mm-hmm. And there was Skate Rock Volume 3, which I recently bought on vinyl for an obscene amount of money. I found it on eBay.
We did. Yeah.
But I had a cassette of it, Skate Rock Volume 3, and on that was Septic Death, Pusshead's band.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
The Accused from Seattle, Animosity Era COC. Mm-hmm. This is aggressive, stuff.
You remember what Accused song would have been on there?
Oh yeah, I think Splatter Rock.
Okay.
It's
one of the Splatters.
It's a different version of Splatter Rock.
Okay.
We Can All Live Together, I think. I could look it up. I have it on my phone.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Like, so, but that was the sort of aggressive stuff. Through skateboarding, I was exposed to this music, you know? And
a very common introduction.
Many people will tell you that.
Pretty much a couple generations prior to us, it's like always. I mean, even me, I skateboarded. That's how I met the drummer in my band, and we've been friends ever since.
When you were skateboarding, how old are you?
38.
Right. So when you were skateboarding growing up, did people think you were a homosexual because you skateboarded? Did anyone ever throw a beer bottle at your head and call you?
They threw slurs, Randy.
Yeah, the F-bombs, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, no, it was in vogue, for sure.
Right.
It was cool.
Right. So in the 80s, it was not cool, dude.
Because
maybe out here, and maybe in certain sections of like Virginia Beach, that was the capital of the East Coast skateboarding for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But like everywhere else, like you would like see these stickers, or you see them skateboarding is not a crime. People were just like, fuck you.
Wow.
But they get mad they'd see you skateboarding. So this music came with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And surely dressing the part.
Oh yes, 100%.
Right, that's part of it, the identity.
100%.
Yeah.
You know.
So the natural next step must be finding this locally live.
Yes.
When does that start happening?
So the first show I ever remember seeing, and I do not know the band's name. It was a local band in Wilmington, North Carolina. I was down there visiting my mom, and I had made some skateboarding friends down there. And they're like, we're going to go see a band. We're going to go see a show tonight. And I'm like, who is it? And they told me, and they're like, we'll give you a ride. I went with them, and it was at one of these storage spaces, like you rent storage spaces.
Yeah, of course.
You know? So this band had their
set up
there. Yeah. And there was like 40 or 50 like local punk rock kids, hardcore kids, skateboarders, dirtbags, watching this local band. And I was like, this is fucking killer, right? There's no, because I was underage, so it's not like I have to show an ID and get stamped, or I can't go here, I can't do that. It was like, we're just going to play music, and we're going to play it in this environment that is meant for something else, and if you like it, show up. And I was like, this is very, very fucking cool, you know? So, and then I was still living in this little tiny town. And then in my last 2 years of high school, I started going to the Virginia Governor's Magnet School for the Arts, which is basically, they had dance, theater, music, and visual art, right? And they sent me there, I think, because they just wanted to get me out of regular school, because I could not fit in. And there were a bunch of other skateboarders.
Really?
And punk rockers and goths and weirdos, like art freaks. And we were going to school for half a day during the school year, every day at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. And there is a strong scene there. So I started traveling up to Norfolk to see shows and stuff. There was a pretty good scene there. And those, Norfolk and Virginia Beach, the earliest name show I remember seeing, if you'd like to know that,
please,
was the Circle Jerks with 7 Seconds opening up.
Hell of a show.
And I got thrown out during Making the Bombs.
Because they weren't British?
Huh?
Because they weren't
No,
British?
I got thrown out. No, I had already gotten over the whole punk rock is English by then. I'd already started learning about hardcore, you know. But I think it was either sneaking a beer or doing something stupid.
I don't like that.
I got thrown out, you know.
Did you catch 7 Seconds though?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
I saw all of they were the opener.
Yeah.
Saw 7 Seconds. You know, it's not just boys fun.
That's right.
And then I saw, most of the Circle Jerks, but I got thrown out during my favorite song.
You had a little too much fun.
Yeah, had a little too much fun.
You are very open about not really being much of a metalhead.
Yeah.
Which I like that. I
admire that.
I think every interview I've ever seen or read from you is like, first off, I don't really like this.
Well, it's not that I dislike metal. I think I say all this stuff because I do like metal and I do like some metal bands, but I do so much press where people like, as a diehard metalhead, you grew up, and they tell me like, you just probably just loved Iron Maiden and whatever, and I'm like, no, dude, like that's just not the world I come from.
Right.
It's just not.
So it's not with great reluctance that you accept the fate that you've been handed.
I mean, what do you mean? Like
Titan of American metal.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I read that.
Did you make me a little prize?
That's what they're calling. I will.
We can work on that, Chris. We can work on that.
The HardLore Freedom Medal.
Yeah, the Titan of American Metal.
We both have to put it around.
Our fucking president is taking imaginary prizes. Why can't I?
Exactly.
We'll get you a bigger one.
Yeah, bigger.
Because that's what it's all about. So,
some people say too big.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too big.
When do you end up in Richmond?
In 1989. So, and because I was going to shows, I graduated high school in 89, and I was told you have to get a job or go to college. Either way, you're leaving the house, right? Sure. So, which is cool because I definitely wanted to go.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't want to live at home. I do not understand kids today that live at home forever. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys?
A lot of people can't afford
nothing else.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah. This is true, and I should shut my bitter old mouth.
Right.
I suppose. I just don't understand it. Sure. I'd rather squat. So, and I have. So, like, I wanted to go to Richmond to VCU because once again, it was an art school.
Yeah.
Right? And I knew there would be a lot of weirdos, and I knew Richmond had more punk rock shows. Like, I saw really good shows back in the day in Virginia Beach. I saw Agnostic Front with the Vandals. I saw Agent Orange, the Undead. Wow. Fucking a lot of great bands. A lot of great bands. But Richmond had more clubs.
Yeah.
So I moved to Richmond to go to college, right? And
college was the school. This was a school of hard knocks, right?
Yeah.
You graduated?
Yeah, I did not graduate from college.
So
I was a student off and on for about 7 years.
Excellent.
Oh, wow.
Just burning money.
That's 7 more than me, so you did great.
Yeah, true.
But
6 more than you?
6 more than me.
I was way more interested in going to shows and drinking and chasing hot girls.
Sure.
Unsuccessfully mostly, but I did.
We've all been there.
Had you been to Richmond?
Yes.
But so once you finally became a resident.
Yes.
What was that community like for you? Was it, oh hey, it's the kid from Southeast?
No.
No.
It was very Richmond at that time was musically in a very interesting state. The late 80s to the early mid 90s was incredibly fruitful as far as music. Mm-hmm. The bands there that we were watching, all the dudes in my band, who I didn't know until we were in a band together.
Interesting.
But the bands we were watching were, in general, they were people that had come out of the punk and hardcore scene who had started gravitating more towards heavy, weird, odd time signature, like math, metal type stuff. Right? So there's a band, old school hardcore band from Richmond called Honor Roll. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They morphed, their guitar player Penn is kind of a legend. Like, if you talk to a lot of older heads, they're like, oh my God, that dude's a guitar freak, He made a band called Butterglove, which morphed into this band called Breadwinner. There was a band that really, huge influence on us.
From butter to bread.
Yeah, there's
got a recipe going.
Mike Bishop, who used to be Beefcake and Guar and is now back singing in Guar. He left and he had this weird, like, heavy band called Keepone.
Okay.
There was a band called Slang Louse that very, very heavy, very off-time, sinister type music. So these are all bands that are coming from, like, the punk and hardcore underworld, but, like, changing shape.
Sure. Yeah.
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 And the musicianship was very intentional. It wasn't like, let's just bang out some aggressive shit. It's like, let's be fucking weird.
Yeah.
So like, all of those bands were like important to me. And one of the guys in one of those bands I went to English class with in the university, and he gave me a flyer. He's like, what are you doing tonight? My band's playing. And I came and went and saw him. They were this band called Brainflower, and they remind me, I guess, the most of like kind of current Neurosis. You know how Neurosis has gotten all like really weird and stuff, but they were already doing all this really weird shit when Neurosis was still more straightforward.
Big time.
Interesting.
Hardcore. Yeah. So like the music was a bit more cerebral in Richmond at that time. And I still knew some of the Richmond hardcore people like Taylor Steele from Four Walls Falling. If you're familiar with them.
When I know they're more your contemporaries, but when I mention Avail to anyone from Richmond, they start levitating.
Yeah.
Something happens. There's a scientific response when I go, Avail, are they one of like the marquee Richmond bands to you?
Sure, in the punk rock world for sure, man. And it was interesting because they moved to Richmond in I think '91. They were all from Northern Virginia, the suburbs of DC. Okay, and it's a cultural wasteland up there. Okay, you can go into DC, I guess, to shows, but Northern Virginia is just suburbia, you know? And Tim told me, I can't remember how they decided on Richmond. I think it was from playing shows down there. So they moved down and got a house on Gray Street, like a block away from my apartment, the Avail house. And they were playing shows and it was really fun, you know? They were a local band that all of us enjoyed going to see. And then they got really popular. And it wasn't fun to go see them anymore.
Really?
It was just too much.
You lost your secret thing.
So they would have secret house shows. Hey. So you'd get a call, you know, and at like 4 p.m. on a Friday, and it's like, house show at the Avail House tonight. And then you'd show up, and there'd be, you know, 100 people in a bedroom watching Avail do their thing full on, and it was great. You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah. They were, they're a little, they started a few years before us, you know, so I wouldn't, we're as old as them,
I think so.
But just a different scene.
But before we move on to
But Richmond is all mixed up. That's the thing, it's very mixed up. So like there's a band called Biorhythmo, which is a bunch of punk rock guys who some of them had Puerto Rican ancestry. They started a salsa band, a traditional salsa band. So like, and now they're big. Like they tour and we'll play in Puerto Rico and all that stuff.
The salsa version of the band?
They are a salsa band.
Oh, okay.
They are a salsa band.
Fuck yeah.
So like, but when they started, it was just all of us going to go see this salsa band play. Yeah. It's just very mixed up.
I gotcha.
Richmond is very like.
It's a wild place. Yeah. There's a street that's just called Boulevard.
Yes. It's now Arthur Ashe Boulevard.
They gave it a name?
They renamed it.
That sucks.
We were just talking about that.
I think about Boulevard all the time. I lived on Boulevard. You lived on Boulevard.
I lived on 712 North Boulevard, most dangerous house in Richmond.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Boulevard.
A bunch of drug dealers and it's a good time.
Shout out to Boulevard. What's your first band?
My first band that I was in was a band called Black Friday. In high school,
hell of a deal,
with my friend Alex Podesta, who went to this art school with me, and we would rehearse in his garage, and he had constructed out of like old speakers some sort of rigged up PA, right, like an old stereo system through a mic input or whatever, and hung these speakers. And we had someone who played drums, I can't remember. I asked him this recently, and he would play guitar and I would attempt to sing, and we were just playing this sort of blues punk stuff. Okay. And I was singing a lot of, just making up lyrics on the spot, a lot about drinking vodka and.
Were you singing melodically?
No, just yelling, just kind of yelling and like yelping along.
Okay.
And singing, I just remember singing a lot about drinking because that's what we were doing at the time, and it was foreshadowing. But we never played a show, and we never made it out of the garage. He says he has tapes of it, so
we would like to see that.
I would like to get the band back together.
Yeah.
And see after,
get back to that
Yeah, exactly. See if 35 years later or 40 years later we could make some music.
Is Burn the Priest your second band?
No.
Okay.
Talk to me. Fill me in.
So my second band is how I got in Burn the Priest.
Okay.
Talk to me. Lay it all out.
So I joined a band called Stink Hogan.
Okay.
Right?
Hogan does stink? Yeah. R.I.P. But
Stink Hogan.
Yeah.
And nobody, I was like, what is a Stink Hogan? I asked our guitar player, Abe. He's like, it could be anything bad. It could be like, indigestion or a piece of dog shit on your carpet. That's a Stink Hogan, whatever.
Stink Hogan, yeah. Okay.
So, Stink Hogan was me, this guy Abe, who was a guitar player, this guy Jim the Rim, because you two had the edge, we wanted the rim. And this guy Bryant Murphy on drums. And we were four very different people with four very different ideas about music. So like Abe was like, I think he wanted to be a combination of Jimi Hendrix and maybe Sepultura. Jim the Rim was classically trained, so he wanted to be Charles Mingus on the bass. And our drummer was at that time like into like the Smashing Pumpkins, and I wanted to be, HR or Johnny Rotten.
Yeah.
So it was this
Stink Hogan
train wreck of music, and like they were actually good musicians, but it did not coalesce.
Yeah.
And I was not a good lyricist, and I was not a good singer.
Okay.
And we eventually changed the band name to Furious George, right? Now
you guys were up to no good.
Now there is a punk rock band from Florida named Furious George.
Oh, really?
Where a guy, but we were before them.
Parallel thinking, you guys.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's a guy named George Tabb who used to write for Maximum Rock and Roll. You guys know that magazine.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever. So, but he had a band named Furious George. But anyway, our band just fell to pieces.
Okay.
We played one show out of town in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, at some college party, and then we'd play some local shows. And Furious George fell to pieces. I wasn't really digging the music; it was too complex.
Yeah.
And I decided
you're describing jazz when you describe
it was very
band.
jazzy at times.
Yeah.
But it did have a Richmond flavor to it because, like I said, there was a lot of odd time signatures and some heavy riffs.
Sure.
Okay.
So I was done with it, and I had about enough of college. I was just working in restaurants and working on developing my alcoholism. So, and that is a main goal of mine.
Sure.
Were you roofing at this point yet? Or
No, working in restaurants.
Okay, so no roofing yet.
No roofing yet.
We'll get there.
So I was working in restaurants and just kind of floating through life, and I decided
alcoholism.
Yeah, we're working on my alcoholism, developing it,
studying it.
10,000 hours.
Yes,
You gotta get professional.
I got there, man.
Yeah. Okay.
And I decided that I wanted to go to Berkeley, California, to see shows at a place called Gilman Street, right? And so, and I also decided I wanted to ride freight trains.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So me and my buddy Tyler, who was like this punk rock kid who was really into the band Filth. You ever heard of them? The Lookout band Filth. He loved them. And we decided we were going to ride freight trains to California. And so we did. Through trial and error, we rode freight trains to California. And we wound up squatting out in Oakland and in Berkeley. Right?
I'm with you.
Oh, before I left, I forgot to tell you this. Before I left to go be a bum squatter hobo, right? Our guitar player from Stink Hogan / Furious George, Abe, came to me and he said, I have a new band. I want you to sing for it. And I was like, I don't know
about you,
dude.
man.
I don't know. The last one was, let's be honest, it wasn't great. I'm going to go be a bum for a while. And he's like, dude, you need to sing for this band. Right? And I'm like, I got better things to do, like go be homeless in the Bay Area, right? So I hopped out to the Bay Area
Can I ask you, what does trial and error mean when it comes to...
Very dangerous thing.
It's very dangerous. Well, for instance, from the beginning, we didn't know. My friend Tyler and I didn't know how to do it yet. So we thought we were just we knew where there was a freight yard, right? So we went down to this freight yard off the boulevard. It's right off the boulevard, cuts through it, and we snuck in and we got into this, it's what they call a gondola car. And it's half of a box car basically with no door but just open.
Yeah.
And we climbed in there, we're like, we're in. Okay, we're going. And eventually this train sort of took off. And it went very slow. And it went very slow for 2 or 3 days around Richmond. Until finally this train worker spotted us. It had stopped and we got off to take a leak and he spotted us and he's like, look, he came to us, he's like, look, you guys should know that this is the garbage train. This is a junk train. All it does is move garbage around Richmond. You're not going anywhere. And he's like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I know you're going to do it anyway. If you want to get out of here, go to this other freight yard.
All right.
Which our friend Tim Berry from Avail knows about. He's hopped out of there in Fulton. So we're like, oh, okay, thank you. So we rode from this freight yard in Richmond to just over in the West Virginia border and got off in a freight yard. Had to hitchhike a little bit and wound up somewhere in Ohio, caught another train and went to Chicago. And along the way, we started meeting people who were riding freight trains and kind of telling us.
Learning.
Wow. How to do this. Full disclaimer, do not fucking ride freight trains.
So my wife's childhood best friend passed away climbing freight trains. She got her into like Dystopia and all kinds of crusty stuff.
Played shows with Dystopia.
And one of the last things she gave her was a burned CD with As the Palaces Burn on.
Really?
Yeah. So R.I.P. Christina.
She passed away climbing on a freight train?
Doing freight trains.
It can take your life.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
And do not do it. And I think also, when we did it, this was prior to September 11th.
Sure.
Yeah.
I believe that post-September 11th, the sort of legal ramifications, depending on where you are, can be much greater
if you're crossing state lines and stuff.
It depends on the train. You know, there's Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Who knows what could get involved.
Yeah.
But I know after September 11th, it got a little bit more serious. So I haven't hopped a freight train since I was 23 years old.
Yeah, nobody needs to be doing
But
that.
I did it twice. So anyway, I went to California.
You made it to
Took
Berkeley.
you where you needed to
While
go.
I was out in Berkeley, I met this kid named Mikey Brosnan. And we were living on the streets, squatting and stuff, and he was from Philly. And he's like, hey, after a while, he's like, are you sick of being here? I'm like, yes. I don't want to live on the streets anymore. I want to go home to Richmond. He's like, well, we have a van, and we're going back to Philly, me and my friend Jay. Do you want to ride? We don't have any money. We don't have a gas cap. So we had a sock stuck in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. So we spare changed our way back across America in this broken down van. It was fucking crazy. And I kept in touch with this guy, Mikey. This is important. Remember his name, Mikey Bryson.
Mikey.
So the second time I rode freight trains, I rode all the way back. I didn't get a van back. The next summer I went and did it again.
Oh.
And I got off in the west end of Richmond, Virginia. And the only person I knew with a car was my old guitar player, Abe. So I go to the Food Lion like parking lot, the grocery store parking lot out in the suburbs, and I'm like, Abe, I'm back. Can you come pick me up and give me a ride downtown, where I'll find some place to couch to sleep on? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, and my band is playing a party tonight. You got to come. And I'm like, oh fuck,
this fucking band again.
Just want to lay down.
I like this fucking band.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there'll be free beer at least, you know. So I wind up going to this house. He told me where the house was, and I walk in and I see these 3 dudes. I hear this fucking heavy music, and it's just chunk, 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 chunk. And I walk into this garage, and I see Abe and John and our old drummer Chris, and they're playing this music, and it's heavy as fuck. And I was like, oh, they're good. And I looked at the girl I was with at the time, And I was like, that's the band I'm going to sing for. And she's like, whatever, Randy, you know? But the cops came to tell him to stop. And like the garage door had like these glass windows. And I remember they pulled up and they were shining these spotlights in there. Stop, because it's so loud. And they didn't stop playing. They just got down lower like an ostrich. You can't see me sticking his head in the sand or whatever, and just playing. And they were ripping. I was like, holy fuck.
How many people are there, you think?
Oh, I don't know. It was a house party, so 100, 150, something like that. It was crowded.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And so I talked to Abe. I'm like, that's the band you wanted me to try out for? He's like, yeah. I'm like, killer, give me a cassette of one of your songs. So he gave me a cassette of like 3 of their songs, I think. And I picked one. The working title is Dwayne, which is our guitar player, Mark Dwayne Morton. It's his middle name. He was originally in the band, and he had left to Chicago to go to school to get his master's degree.
Welcome.
So, in political science.
Oh,
which didn't work out.
Okay.
So
bad for him.
But he gave me this tape of this with these 3 songs, and I wrote lyrics to this song, Dwayne. And the song is about TV and how it rots your brain. And the internet didn't exist then, but it's the same.
Applicable, yeah.
It's applicable now.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And I've written synth song about the internet. So for 30 years with this fucking band, I've been singing about the same thing, right?
Now TV feels productive. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I suppose. But I wrote the lyrics and I worked out a pattern listening to this boombox cassette tape. It wasn't like a proper demo or whatever. I went into their practice space and sang the one song, and that was it. I was in the band.
Now, in Stink Hogan,
yes,
and of course, the following band with
Furious George.
Were you
Obviously.
doing the like? Were you doing?
No, approaching it. It was more
Approaching it.
approaching it at times. Every now and then, more like a scream would come out, but it was more kind of like pitched. Let's stop that. Okay, let's not do that.
That's exactly what he said.
No.
So then, for this tryout that you did, were you then closer to that direction?
Oh, that's what I was. By
it
then,
fit that.
Because the other thing is I was known for being able to do the metal voice.
I see.
Yeah.
Right? So
Would you do it as like a joke, like a
yes, total joke.
Yeah.
At a bar. That's precisely how it happened.
Of course.
And we were at a bar. I was in a bar/club called the Metro, and the bartender was playing like some, Cannibal Corpse or something. And I was like, oh, I could do that. And people were like, whoa, you could do that. And so there was a band, a sort of hardcore-ish, weird punk noisy band from Richmond called Hose Got Cable. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Certainly not.
Yeah, great band.
Okay.
And they would play shows and stuff. They'd be like, jump on stage, do the metal guy voice. And it was just funny.
I see.
It was all a joke. So me just like kind of clowning it, because my younger brother listened to all the metal.
Okay.
Right? He was handing me like Obituary and Bolt Thrower.
Really? So you were the punk old head to your younger brother.
Yeah, and he was just like, just metal. And I was like, it's cool, but like punk rock is my thing. Hard rock is my thing. But then, eventually some of that stuff I did.
I mean, Bolt
start-
Thrower.
he-
Bolt
he
Thrower is
joined-
What's better than that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So when you are joining what would become or was already called Burn the Priest, was Abe and them, were they like, hey, do that voice? Or were you just like, I'm going to do this voice?
No, I just did what I was going to do.
just did it.
I think he knew I could do that.
Wow.
And so it was metal and very like, kind of like grind influence, like sloppy. My guys didn't know how to play their instruments as well as they do now.
Yeah. Primordial.
It was a lot more raw.
Power slap.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pardon this interruption. We swear we don't want to interrupt this very important, very special episode with this titan of American metal, but we have 2 very important things to talk to you about. First off, Guilty Party, the greatest menswear store in North America. Tell them about Guilty Party, Bo.
Guys, we basically exclusively wear Guilty Party. It is brought to you by none other than the drummer of Foundation, the great Champ Hammett, one of our dear, dear friends who we love. I love going there. I love shopping there. I love everything they got. What do they got, Colin?
All of our favorite brands: Ironheart, Full Count, Free Note, Samurai.
The French one.
Straight up, dude.
The French
and
one.
The first pair of Red Wings I ever bought in my life were from Champ when he worked at some boot store 15 years ago. And now he's running his own spot. Boots, belts, bags, shirts, jackets, pants. you can transform your life with a few little things from this place.
Couple things.
And you can pay in installments, which is good because that's what we do. So go to guiltyparty.co. Use code HardLore. Get 10% off. And if it's a nice pair of denim, it might be over $300. And then the shipping will be free.
Hello.
And if you're anywhere near in Atlanta, go in, try some stuff on. They'll hem it for you on the spot.
Say that one more time.
Champ hem it. Because that's what he'll do. And if you have any questions about a certain pair of denim, hit them up. Hit us up. We'll help you find something. We love it.
Absolutely. We get asked all the time what we're wearing, what this is, what that is. We're happy to share. We're not gatekeeping. We want everyone to win.
So go over to guiltyparty.co and use code HardLore and change your life. This episode is also brought to you by Danny Wimmer Presents, specifically Sonic Temple and Welcome to Rockville, both of which Lamb of God are playing.
I have played both of these fests just last year. They're both fantastic. They both have great headliners. Colin, tell them who they got this year over at Sonic Temple.
Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, you can see not only Lamb of God, but Dying Fetus, Suffocation, Napalm Death, Sepultura, Biohazard, Suicidal Tendencies, Citizen, The Story So Far, Carcass, Tool, My Chemical Romance, and many more.
That's insane. Way down Daytona way at Welcome to Rockville, you got a little band called Turnstile. You ever heard of them? Creator, Deicide, and a lot of other bands. You just got to go and check them out.
We just named a bunch of bands, and they're all playing that too.
They're in great venues. They're easy to get to. Everything is great. I could see myself going to them if I lived even remotely close to either of these fests.
And I think we may just be there. So go grab a weekend pass or a single day ticket right now on their respective websites. Back to the episode.
How long have you been sober now?
15 years.
Congrats.
15. Thank you.
Has the vape been instrumental in sobriety?
Well, this is my last fucking vice.
Yeah.
This stupid nicotine. Yeah. It's the last one. And I keep on trying to get to it. But I used to smoke 2 packs of Marlboro Reds a day.
That's not good.
Wow.
Yeah, not good.
We'll
so once I get done with this, several of your compatriots have told me I can get my X tattoo.
100%.
You know?
For sure.
Late in life, nailing myself to the X.
That would be awesome, actually.
I'll do it, man. Once I get rid of this, I'll be like, yes, finally nailed to the X.
Have you tried any of them Zim pouches?
Yes.
You still prefer that, though? Is it the...
I'm lazy. No, man.
It's just easy to... I'm done.
I don't know. Don't do this, kids.
No, don't do it at all.
They already are.
So we've had one second-hand interaction.
Yes.
You and I.
And I apologize in
No,
advance.
it's funny. And it's my fault.
How drunk was I?
I don't think you were. You weren't. It was the vape. This is post-sobriety. So we're on tour with Hatebreed. We're playing First.
Twitching Tongues.
Twitching Tongues.
Yes.
And I think, we're about to start. We're playing a big sample, something. And I see out of the corner of my eye one Randy Blythe walk in. And I'm like, dude, this is sick. He's going to watch us play. We come in. We're in C sharp standard. Alec, our bass player, C standard for some reason. He forgot about the sharp aspect of this particular show. And we go, but his goes, and I see you react to the bass being out of tune and go, and turn and walk away.
I'm sorry.
No.
If it sounded off, I'd be like,
in the moment, I was like, this sounds like shit. And there he went. All right, I guess I'll sing now. But yeah, that's the only interaction we've had. So, welcome.
Where was that show?
North Carolina. I think Wilmington, North Carolina. Or something.
Wilmington?
Yeah, or
Raleigh?
somewhere. You did. It might have been in Raleigh. You did Doomsayer that night.
Yeah,
and it was the only time on the whole tour they played Doomsayer.
It's one of my favorite Hatebreeds.
It's one of the best songs.
All-time banger.
Yeah.
Hardest mosh part, some would say.
We just saw them play an actual hardcore set at FYA in Orlando, and they played only Rise of Brutality and Before.
Right. Satisfied. Did they do the tour with the whole Satisfaction album?
That was the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a band.
Now this truck
Love Jamie.
Now
Love
the truck.
Jamie.
Now it's a fucking helicopter suddenly. Hang on.
Love Wayne too.
Dude, he's back rocking.
He's back. I was at his first gig back.
Really?
How was that?
Yeah. I was like,
Triumph.
I bitched at him a little before. I'm like, don't go too hard.
Yeah.
They opened your fucking head.
For real.
But I got pictures of him and let me see the scar, bro. It's just hard.
It is hard.
Shit's hard.
He's incredible.
Son.
Crazy.
Wayne, we love to hear it. Burn the Priest self-titled.
Okay.
Share some memories of that time.
So I got to tell you how it happened.
Yeah, tell me how it happened.
So I told you a name, Mikey.
Yes.
So remember that name.
I remember.
So we started playing shows around in Richmond and stuff, and I was still in contact with my buddy Mikey, who I'd been squatting with.
Is he still out in?
He's in Philly, he's from.
Oh, he's in Philly, right? Because he went back.
And so he's like, "Hey man, I'm starting to book shows in warehouses up here. Do you want to? You have a band now. Do you want to come up and play?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes." So there were 3 sort of houses in West Philly. There was Stalag 13, which was Mikey's, Fake House and Kill Time. There were 3 houses, like in like a.
Was the house called Stalag 13?
It was a warehouse called Stalag 13.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow!
And so we started going up there and playing shows with a lot of like crustier bands and some hardcore bands in these warehouses. So we started going up to Philly and playing shows that my friend Mikey Brosnan was booking in these warehouses. And we were playing with some of the local sort of Philly bands, but also we did shows with like Coalesce.
Oh, cool.
Logical Nonsense. Who else? But like some hardcore and punk bands, they would come through. It was a very vibrant scene.
Yeah, big time.
And so people from record labels were starting to come out and see us. But like Relapse, because they're up there.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh man, they're a great band, and they're drawing big crowds here now, packing out this like 200-person warehouse. 200 or 300 people would cram in. They were nuts." But we were maniacs.
Wow.
And drunk, and would fight each other on stage, and there were train wrecks. So I think labels were like, these guys are really good, but they're not going to last.
Sure.
They're going to implode.
Sure.
So why would we invest in these guys and put out a record?
Sure.
So my friend Mikey, who I met squatting, who was booking us,
Yeah, Mikey from earlier,
is like, "I'll put out a record for you."
Hell yeah.
So he started a record label and put out our first split 7-inch. It was Burn the Priest and this band called Zed from Philly. And then Rich from Brutal Truth, his little label, put out our second split 7-inch with a power violence band called Agents of Satan from California.
Intense.
Still, so we had a couple of 7-inches.
Yeah.
We're getting good reviews, but no labels are putting anything out. So my friend Mikey again says, "Okay, I'll really start a record label and I will put out the Burn the Priest record." And so he started what was originally called Goat Boy Records, and then it turned into Legion Records.
Okay.
And we had a $5,000 budget.
Damn. Pretty good.
That he maxed his credit card out.
It's like $300,000 now.
Today's money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
And we went to record with Steve Austin from Today Is a Day in Clinton, Massachusetts, and slept on the floor of the studio.
Yeah.
Braun from Mastodon was playing for Today Is a Day at the time.
Oh, wow.
And he was living in the studio. So me and Braun became friends before Mastodon ever existed. When we were recording the Burn the Priest record, we just became very close friends and are to this day.
Yeah.
We were there when Bill from Mastodon tried out for Today Is a Day, because both of them, before Mastodon existed, were in Today Is a Day.
Interesting.
Wow.
So
I would say all of your like modern contemporaries are from New England.
man, people thought we were from fucking New England.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Up north. People thought we were from up north because a lot of our modern contemporaries, of course, Shadows Fall, Kill Switch, Unearthed, God Forbid, and the Mastodon guys were originally from Rochester.
Oh, interesting.
The two of them.
Wow.
Braun and Bill are from Rochester. Like we were up there a lot, and people thought we were from up there, but we're the sole sort of southern band to come out of that scene.
So Mikey gets his shit together.
Yes.
Gives you $5,000.
Carries us up to record this record.
Wow.
The first record, we did the Burn the Priest record with Steve Austin, and then we did the first Lamb of God, New American Gospel with Steve Austin.
Oh, okay.
Same studio.
Okay.
The Burn the Priest record I did in 10 hours.
Vocally.
Yes.
All the way through.
Jesus.
And New American Gospel I did in 8 hours.
Jeez.
Because my band takes all this time getting all their ding ding ring ring tap 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 tap, and then we have a $5,000 budget. It's like go, and so I'm like, what the fuck? And also they kind of wrote some new shit while we were there. I never sang it. You can barely understand a thing I say on the New American Gospel record because of that. You know.
Interesting. Why the name change?
Because our guitar player Mark Morton, with some foresight, he came up with the name Burn the Priest, right?
Okay.
And he's like a 20-year-old metal kid or whatever.
Sure.
He's like, we need a
edgy,
good, metal name.
Yeah.
When you hear the name Burn the Priest, you don't think it's going to be a soul band.
No.
You know?
Sure, yeah.
You don't think it's going to be jazz. You don't think it's going to be anything other than
DSI.
what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, of course.
There's also the sort of religious connotation around that. And at that time, Satanism had sort of re-entered the consciousness due to all the crazy black metal shit that was going on in Norway.
Yeah.
Where they were murdering people and burning churches and all that stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
So we were looking at that, and while we were still playing mostly with hardcore and punk rock bands, we were definitely known as being more of a metallic band. And people were like, Burn the Priest, are you guys part of this Satan bullshit? You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
And Mark, our guitar player, I probably wouldn't have changed the name because I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But it was important to him.
Sure.
And so he's like, let's change the name. So Mark...
So you got pigeonholed a little bit.
Yeah.
Or potentially.
And Mark just did not want the perception that we were a satanic band. You know, he didn't want that. And also...
When Lamb of God has gone on to cause maybe just as much confusion.
Yeah, but the cooler thing is
more...
that it's a bit more cerebral in its confusion.
Big time.
A little more
You know, because
ambiguous.
people hear it and they're like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
So Mark was like, no. So we put out the Burn the Priest record with my friend Mikey, right?
Priest's not supposed to be on fire.
And we did some touring, you know, mostly, well, not mostly, all of it, we booked ourselves through something called Book Your Own Fucking Life, which is a resource Maximum Rock and Roll put out.
Awesome.
Which is a print magazine with all the different kids in every different city
really?
who would have basement shows and
crazy. That's
VFW
fascinating.
shows. So we called them and routed this and showed up and played, you know, the squat or the VFW hall, and just hoping for some spaghetti and a floor to sleep on that night, you know, in a broken down vans. Yeah. So we did that for a few years, and we started playing up in New York. And at one point, Mark, who had had enough of going for his master's degree, he's like, I want to play music again, moved back to Richmond from Chicago and rejoined the band. So now we had Mark and Abe and the guitar players. And Abe was a photographer, very talented, still is, and wasn't so much into like, he wanted to pursue his career in photography.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So there was a split. The last show he played was our first show at CBGB. He's like, I want to at least play the CBGB show.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I'm like, cool.
Who played
So,
that? Do you remember?
I know the person that booked it. The first band, or the headliner, was Disassociate. Ralphie Boy, I don't know if you know him. Mm-hmm. He's from the New York scene. He was in a band called Jesus Crust too.
Okay.
Disassociate, heavy ass grind band.
Cool.
He put on something called the Mad Grinders Ball. It was us and like 8 other bands, and we were first.
You were first on the CBs. Wow.
Yes, first on, and I thought, this is it. I've made it.
Yeah.
This is the birthplace of punk rock. This is where the Ramones came up. You know, Blondie, the Dead Boys, the Bad Brains during that magic formative period. This is where it happened. I have now walked into history, you know? And I've never had an emotional reaction to playing any stage bigger than that, ever. Wow. And I've played Madison Square Garden. I played in front of 100,000 fucking people at a festival. That's nothing compared to what I felt there, because that's how important this music is to me. It's my life, you know? So we started getting label attention, finally.
And you're partying hard still.
Play hard.
Yeah.
hard.
So that ceases to matter.
Yes, so we started getting label attention, and we talked to a few different labels, and then we went with Prosthetic, which is a division at that time of Metal Blade.
Right.
The two guys, EJ and Dan, worked at Metal Blade. And they're like, we want to sign Burn the Priest. We're like, killer. By the way, we're changing the name. They're like, no. And we're like, either name change or we go with someone else.
Yeah.
And so we did. And then went on to record the first Lamb of God record.
Let's talk New American Gospel.
Well, before we get there, are you roofing yet?
No.
You're still not roofing.
Still restauranting.
Still
okay, the roof is...
The roof, it's
the
coming.
roof calls.
Mark was roofing.
Okay.
Mark was a roofer longer than me.
Gotcha.
Well, we could talk about it. I'm referencing...
Wait. Okay, I can tell you, yes.
Oh.
Yes, I was roofing. Right after the shift from Burn the Priest to Lamb of God,
Okay, perfect.
I started
timing.
roofing.
I knew it. I felt it.
Tell me about the roofing.
It sucked.
Early
I learned a lot.
Early on in your book, you mentioned having essentially a panic attack
Yes, on a roof.
on the roof,
It's the only one I've ever had.
where you just froze.
Yes.
What was that about?
I don't know. It's the only time you hear of people that happening to roofers.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was on this ledge, a copper ledge. It's about like this wide. You know, maybe,
Plenty big.
Yeah, plenty big, but it wasn't even that high up. It was like 2.5, 3 stories or something. There was a window beside me, and I was soldering this seam of this copper roof, and all of a sudden, I was working, no problem, and all of a sudden, and it was a flat little roof. It wasn't like a steep one.
It's a good roof. Solid roof.
Solid.
It was hot, but all of a sudden, I remember just starting to sweat, but being cold at the same time.
Cold sweat.
And I looked at the ground, and it was grass. It wasn't even concrete, but I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I need to get off this roof right now. I'm not supposed to be here. And I was frozen, completely frozen with terror. It was horrible. A complete entire body feels
For no particular
for
reason.
no
You have
reason.
no fear of heights.
Just no, I'm not afraid of heights.
You've played in front of hundreds of thousands of people later on, wouldn't have a panic attack.
No, not at all. So like, I was just like, oh my God. And I just couldn't move. So I yelled out to the guy who owns the roofing company, our buddy Noel. I'm like, no! And it took him like a half an hour to get me down off that roof. He had to like come up and then put my foot on the ladder. And I'm just like this, like,
Oh, shit.
Like it was the weirdest thing. I have no idea of why that happened. I'm not afraid of heights. It never happened again. And I've been on much sketchier roofs, but it just came over me.
Were there any substances?
No.
Okay.
Did this happen in this time period that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I read that and I just wanted to pick your brain about it.
It was, if I think about it, really think about it, I can remember the feeling and it's awful.
Wow.
But it's the only time, and I've talked to other people who that's happened to, have frozen at a height, you know, and it's dangerous because if you're immobile, you lock up, you might fall.
Yeah.
My God.
You know?
Unbelievable.
Take me there.
New American Gospel. The debut LP for Lamb of God,
Yes.
proper. Tell me about the writing and recording and anecdotes that come to mind when you hear these words.
Well, I recorded, we were living on the floor of the studio again, I believe, up in Clinton, Mass, drinking heavily, and I remember a certain band member wanted me to record songs in a certain order. This was back in the day when my band members were still allowed in vocal sessions, right?
I got you.
Rookie mistake.
No more. None of that.
Yeah.
Love them, but fuck you guys.
yeah.
Get out of
So
here.
like, I didn't really know what I was doing, and when they were recording all their stuff, I leave them alone, right? But they're all done, and they're sitting in the control room, and I start singing, and all of a sudden someone's like, wait, and I'm like, I just started, right? I don't need you have to let me, I'm not interrupting you in the middle of the solo, telling you hit a fucked up note. Like, you got to get through it, you know? So I just remember being very stressed. I remember Steve Austin famously
Said what?
Looking at me one time and saying, if you don't get this right the next try, I'm going to shoot you. He threatened to kill me.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and I was like,
did you get it right?
Right enough.
Yeah. Nailed it.
I just remember we were really broke, and in Massachusetts, I don't know if it's still the same. If you carry your beer cans back, they have a machine at the
5
grocery
cents?
store.
Yeah.
5 cents.
Yeah,
It's
classic.
right here.
So we were collecting all these cans to
Classic
go recycle to buy
5 cents.
ramen
It's amazing.
and more beer.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How much was a packet?
You love beer.
A packet of, you love beer. How much is a packet of ramen?
At that time?
They're like a quarter apiece, yeah.
Yeah, 25 cents.
It's 5 cans.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And so
45 cans.
Great
You're,
deal.
you're all eating dinner.
Yeah.
it was very stressful. But it was cool. Like my biggest memories of that time, recording those 2 albums, what came out of them the most important to me is a friendship with Braun, my friend Braun from Mastodon. That's when he and I really became friends. You know.
And are they already a band
No,
by 2000? No, right?
no, he's in Today Is a Day with Steve Austin.
Right.
Him and his guitar player. They were in a band called Lethargy from Rochester.
Okay.
Kind of arty, off-time stuff. And then they went down and joined Today Is a Day.
Very cool. American metal gets thrown around so much when you hear about Lamb of God that it's easy to forget kind of how especially to me and to us, you were lumped in with hardcore a lot in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I think it's musically it has more in common with 100 Demons than it does anything on liquid metal, you know? But it's crazy to me going back to listen to this record how fully formed the idea of Lamb of God is musically.
New American Gospel?
Yeah.
Feels fully formed?
I think so. I think at least the
direction,
intention.
the trajectory of the music.
I can tell you.
The intention was there. Yeah, for sure.
Do you ever revisit this?
Only when I have to relearn lyrics. I very rarely listen to our music.
Okay.
By the time I'm done with it, I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
And then we're going to go on tour, and I'm going to hear it.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like recently, Mark and I both have listened to some New American Gospel and some Burn the Priest. I know I have, and like, man, that's fucking killer.
Yeah.
Some of the riffs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know.
You can listen to something on this first one and hear where the song Redneck comes from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Is
Same
like,
guys.
The
There's a
tone,
progression.
it's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a progression.
So is it 4 out of 5 of you now that are OG Lamb of God?
You mean at this point?
Like
in the
right
band?
now?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
In
Is it
2026?
4 of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for
So,
Chris?
Well, yeah. Well, Willy, the other thing is after Abe quit to go do his photography,
Right.
he played the CBGB show.
Right.
Yeah.
The send off.
And Chris is Willy's brother, and he already was like, I want to bring Willy in. And I already hated Willy.
Ah.
I'd never met him, right? Because Willy was living out in Washington State, and he was like, had some hippie van, right? And they had their dad's AAA card, right? Your auto.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, of
you
course.
break down when you get pulled, and you could get towed 100 miles a day. Our van on one tour was a disaster. In fact, we changed the transmission in a Walmart parking lot.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because Abe was really good at stuff. He could do it. We changed it ourselves in a parking lot. But when the van would break down, they bust out the AAA card.
Yeah.
Dust that.
But
off.
it was only $100 miles a day.
Right.
And then
Willie's fucking using it all.
Willy proceeded to use it at the same time to tow his hippie van because it was breaking down. And I was like, fuck Willy. Fuck that guy. I've never met him, but fuck him. He's like, oh, we're stuck here for the night. Willy used the tow already, you know?
Wow.
But then Willy started kind of roadieing for us. And by roadieing, I mean getting really drunk and causing problems. And so I didn't know if he could play guitar or not.
Sure.
Chris was like, dude, he rips.
Are you also getting really drunk and causing problems?
Oh,
Willy?
of course.
Okay, that's sure.
So you're psyched about the problems.
I'm not. No. It's in our band for a long time. There was always finger pointing, and someone had to be the clown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it took heat off you.
That's good.
Okay.
And different people wore the clown hats at different times.
I see.
You know, no one does now, which is a good thing.
Excellent.
But Willy, for a while, as a sort of accessory, wore the clown hat a few times.
And you would come to find that he could, in fact, play.
Yes.
Weird. Plays a little weird.
Dude, why are people so... you play.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So many people look at his guitar, like, the way he holds.
It's real weird.
And they're like... I've seen, like, comments on social media. I don't normally look at our social media shit.
Same, yeah.
In fact, my social media is deactivated right now. But I've seen comments before where it's like, why the fuck does he hold his hand like that? Hurts my hand. People getting kind of upset about it.
He plays real weird.
That's what he's got to do.
I was talking to him at that casino show we did late last year, and he was warming up, and I was just kind of watching.
Yeah,
full grip.
He can it's like
it looks like
so
he
weird.
has some sort of disorder, right?
Yeah.
Like muscular, like seizure
Arm
on
is right angle. You know how Hanneman would do like whole arm? It's it's
fascinating.
It's weird.
So Willy though,
but he can play.
Once Abe left, it's like, oh, okay, Willy can play.
Okay,
and then that is when Lamb of God became what we were. It was Willy, Chris, John, Mark, me.
Okay.
That's like.
And Chris's drumming to me as a young lad and a drummer is like really. I was rewinding parts, trying to decipher things. He was like a fucking god to me.
So you guys are actual musicians. You should know.
We like it, you know.
You should know that, like, I know nothing about any of that stuff. People will talk to me about our guitar players. I know about the weird guitar players.
yeah,
like,
sure.
But the way he did this, and I'm like,
So you
if you talk to me about amps,
you hear the fill and ruin, and you're like, cool.
it's part of the whole.
Sure.
No, it is.
Sure.
But it's a really
That's
good
a
part of the whole.
soundtrack for me.
Good part.
You
Yeah,
understand?
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't dissect it because I'm not talented enough to play any of that shit.
Yeah,
I'm
but
the
you
overpaid
love
monkey
music.
jumping around. Yes, I love music.
So you know when it rocks.
I know when it rocks, but I don't. Okay, not fair. I dissect vocals.
Yeah.
Sure.
I dissect singers.
That's what you do. I mean, that's your profession.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm
yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
That's fair.
but all the other stuff, no. And drummers in particular, by the way, listen to the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
They're
time.
like drums.
Yeah.
They're
They're
very
obsessed. They're sick.
Yes, sick.
You
Twisted,
take them away, what's left? You
sick,
know.
twisted people.
As the palaces burn. Let's talk about it. Further refining the Lamb of God sound. It's you got progressive time signatures, overtly political themes.
Yes.
Did 9/11 and the Bush administration have a big impact on the next two records?
Yes. As much as I despise G.W. Bush, I kind of owe him for two records.
The muse,
Sure.
your muse.
Yeah, things were much like now, very fucked up.
Yeah.
But there was a much more concrete thing to aim the sort of bile at, something you could put your finger on instead of today's world of the zone is like, you know, it's like holy shit. But yes, that was the war in Iraq, and also you have to remember, man, like I have friends who didn't come back from that.
Yeah.
So, and I also have friends who went over there for the first one because GW was trying to finish his daddy's war. You know,
Being from Virginia.
yeah.
Tons of
one of my old roommates
bases out there.
was in the Army, and he joined the Army. He's a punk rock guy from Newport News, and he joined the Army to get money for college, right?
As many do.
And once he was in the Army, they discovered he could shoot really well. So they dial him into the school for bang bang, you know? And then at 19, he gets shipped over to Kuwait and Iraq, right? During the first one. And years later, we were living together and he got drunk and he was like, let me show you something. And he pulls out this VHS cassette and it's a video of him in the oil fields, and he's 19 years old and he's lean, he's in the desert with a fucking gun, and the oil fields are burning behind him, massive flames. And they weren't supposed to have a video camera there.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not supposed to have this. But he named all his friends back home.
Was it a video or a photo?
It was a video. An
My
old school
grandfather
video.
has the exact same photo in front of the exact same oil field.
He's like talking the video, and he talks to his friends back home. He's like, hey, it's Mike. I just want you guys to know, if I die over here, we are not here for freedom. We're not here to liberate anything. We're here for this shit. We're here for fucking oil. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. That's why I'm over here. This is fucked up. And it's fucked him up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are people my age, you know? It's not some nebulous thing that you don't think about. It's like, oh, I know people who went over there. I have friends. Well, no.
This is 0 degrees of separation.
Yeah, right.
0 degrees. Right? This is real life.
Yeah.
And so that informs those two records. You know, and September 11th certainly forms those two records.
So is that all of that, the royal the first thing that comes to mind when I just even bring up these records?
Those two records, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%. I mean, like, Ashes of the Wake was our major label debut.
Yeah.
It was a time when our band like suddenly was playing Ozfest and all that other shit, and it was paradoxically a really good time for my band, and so was As the Palaces Burn.
Yeah.
Because there was a moment, I remember on As the Palaces Burn, we were touring on the Headbangers Ball tour, which was us, Killswitch Engage, Shadows Fall, Unearth, and then on another leg was God Forbid. And these are our compatriots from the quote-unquote new wave of American heavy metal, right? And I remember sitting on Killswitch's Engage's bus outside the Electric Factory in Philly and seeing this huge crowd, and then going back to my bus and looking at my guitar player, Mark, and I'm like, something special is happening right now. This is a special time right now, right here. And it was, you know? So that was sort of a moment, and it was a good moment, but overarching, like, the political and war, that's what informed us.
Yeah. I mean, Ashes of the Wake, certified gold, and you know, and it's a very extreme record, very rare. Ozfest is very much in full swing by this time.
Yes,
you guys do it this year.
2004. Our record came out while we were on there.
Okay. Do you have any?
By the way, Macedon's Leviathan came out on the same day.
Aha, that's nice.
Jesus,
that's cool.
Yes.
So the decade is defined in one day, basically. Do you have any fond memories or anecdotes that come up in regards to that Ozfest?
To Ozfest? Oh, God. Yes, tons of them. I mean, like, my liver still hurts from that.
Yeah.
It was wild, man. It was just like this huge heavy metal summer camp. And there were some bands more from the hardcore world on that as well, you know.
Was Hatebreed on that one?
Hatebreed was on that. We were, on the second stage, it was all rotating slots except for the three headliners. And it was us, then Hatebreed, then Slipknot.
That's the second stage.
Headlining the second stage. Everybody else was rotating, but I believe Bleeding Through was on that, you know, from out here.
Wow.
God Forbid, our homies from New Jersey, just a bunch of us. And we were just hanging out, grilling, you know, in the parking lot, partying like fucking maniacs.
Yeah.
You know, like maniacs. And then at night, cruising over, invading the main stage to watch Slayer and Judas Priest and Black Sabbath, the original lineup.
What's better than that?
Not much.
Not much.
Sure. Not much.
Beautiful.
Free beer all day long.
That was priority number one.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways it sucked because we didn't, you know, the showers were like porta shower.
This is the shower.
Yeah, and your bathroom was a porta potty. So everybody was trying to wake up early to get to the porta potty to take a shit before it became foul.
Amen. Something I like about you, Randy, and I've always liked about you, and that a lot of people don't actively think about. How often you're just wearing band shirts in photos and videos from that time.
It's important to me, and it's important to me today.
Could not agree more. You look at, if I see a band promo and it's like Jack Daniels shirts and plain black shirts, I keep scrolling.
Yes.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I want to know what your influences are.
And it's been a little bit of a bone of contention with management at times, where they're like, plain black shirts, you know, blah, 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 plain black. And I'm like, this is not a fucking GQ ad.
Exactly.
So this time I showed up in a Swan shirt for our photo shoot, so all the stuff. But I like wearing on stage. I'm very intentional on like what I wear. And in fact, I'm very intentional in wearing this here today, because there might be some younger people who watch this and are like, oh, who is His Hero Is Gone?
Exactly.
And I'm like, you need to check out the record, Monuments to Thieves. It's fucking sick.
You remember Tragedy, the band I lectured you all about a couple weeks ago?
It was the band before that.
Exactly.
I wore a Tragedy shirt in one of our video shoots.
See? This is what I like. I'm sick of the plain black shirt. Knock it off. This is an official PSA.
Yeah.
Wearing our influences on our sleeves is how we bring people.
Well, and it's how you show love to these other bands, man. It's how you expose people, because when I was young, dude, even in metal, you would look at like a Slayer record and there's Hanneman in a COC shirt, Classic with the Skull. Or if you look at an old Metallica record, there's Cliff Burton in a Sam Haines shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what is that dude listening to?
That's what it's all
important.
about.
It's part of the culture.
Exactly.
Yes.
I was told to ask you, have you seen The Leprechauns?
Have I seen The Leprechauns?
The Leprechauns. Somebody said none of them have seen The Leprechauns.
From Mayhem?
I don't know. I was told you'd know what it meant.
They're Oompa Loompas on Mayhem Fest, I think.
Good. That was from Tony Foresta. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Foresta. You know what? Okay, can I do this on camera?
Yeah.
You can do
This is, I swear to God, this is the truth. For the last 2 days, I've been meaning to send Tony a message. His girlfriend made this. It's a little like chain thing, right?
Yeah.
And I can't wear a regular old school chain wallet anymore because I'm old and it's too big.
Too big.
I need a little wallet, but I will lose it if I don't have something. And Tony's girlfriend made this, and he gave it to me, and I would just like to say thank you to both of them for this.
Thanks, guys.
For this little chain.
We can't have him
and
losing
it
his
means
wallet.
something to me. I cherish it.
It's really nice.
Are you involved in writing the musical part of Ashes Awake, or as opposed to no?
So it's all
No, I have one riff on a Lamb of God record.
All right.
Really?
Yes. And I gave Mark on this new one, I gave him a very specific outline for a song, a structure that I wanted with different influences. And it's not what he did. It turned into something else different, but he took my ideas and kind of
Better is better.
But those are the only two things. I do have one riff, and that is the chorus to Resurrection Man. I wrote that. And
on guitar, or are you going?
No, by saying that, I said, Mark, play this. And he's like, and I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm like, there it is.
You're fucking flat, Mark.
So I wrote that.
So is Mark primary songwriter?
No.
At this time?
Mark and Willy.
Mark and Willy.
There's three dudes that write Lamb of God's music. Always have, always. I'm not saying we won't, but always. That's just the way it always is.
Sure.
Mark, Willy, me.
Is there a song or songs from these first three records that you remember them presenting to you and giving you the CBGBs for the first time?
From those first
From
three
those
records?
first three, I'm just like, holy shit, guys.
Yeah, sure. Particularly some of the stuff off New American Gospel, I think, you know. I love the last track on that, and that's in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
You know?
The song, Now You've Got Something to Die For.
Mm-hmm. I didn't write the lyrics to that one.
Oh, really?
No, that's a Mark Morton.
Okay. Wow. Fascinating.
Big pig.
Has one of my favorite, so my favorite Lamb of God part is before the big pit. It's the burn.
Yes. I wrote the burn.
There you go.
Hey, all
There we
right.
go. Hey, I love that.
I get like one go or one burn a record. You know, I restrict myself.
And then live the wing. Well,
which is fun. And so now when they play it, like, it used to be very metronomic because we used to be on a click. Now we aren't, thank fucking God.
Oh, wow.
Huge.
But Mark sometimes links it, so like I have to watch.
Yeah, you
him
got
and Art are looking at each other, and
It's
I'm
his
like,
show.
and it sometimes I'm like, just do it straight. Let's just get this fucking done. And then sometimes I'm like, nah, fucking
The drama.
Let it
of
cook.
out,
Yeah,
you
let
know?
it
Beautiful.
boil. Beautiful.
Sacrament. Talk to me. What comes to mind?
And my least favorite record.
Really?
You're kidding.
Yeah.
How about that?
Also went gold, so.
Well, both of my gold records I auction for charity. I don't give a fuck about.
Right, yeah. You're all about that, which I said earlier, you practice what you preach.
I don't need a trophy. I mean, it's cool and all. I'm not dissing anyone that has a gold record that puts on their shelf, but like mine's gonna sit in the closet and gather dust. I'd rather it help some kid with cancer. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, Sacrament, alcoholism was advancing
Okay.
heavily.
What does that mean for you?
Yeah, what is it?
What does that entail?
It means that when we signed with a major, and Ashes of the Wake, 2004, we had to make a decision. Are we actually going to try and make this our living, or are we going to continue sort of being the weekend warriors working straight jobs? Mm-hmm. I've been working a job since I was 12 or 13 years old. It's extremely frightening to be like, I'm going to go be a professional musician.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We signed with Epic, and I got a check. The advance, I think, check was for like $35,000. That was my piece of it, and I thought I was fucking a millionaire, dude. And I had to get a bank account because I didn't have one until then.
Yeah.
I went to the check cashing place, or I got paid in cash.
Right.
Yeah.
But I had to get a bank account because the check cashing place is not going to cash a $35,000 check.
And that went straight to checking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
The IRS went, Randall?
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right. We
So-
like this guy.
On him.
So we made this decision, and now we're going to be professional musicians, and we started actually getting paid, because you have to realize up until that point, we were on tour. Sometimes at that point, we were even in a tour bus from time to time. We're going out, signing autographs and all that stuff, and then coming home with no money for 8 or 9 years, you know? I come
This
home
is the
and
pivotal moment.
live on my girlfriend's couch.
Nice.
Come home broke. Can I have some money for cigarettes, honey? And yeah. So
Get my purse.
So yeah, my purse, sweet. So we made this decision, and then all of a sudden I had enough money to live, but I didn't have a responsibility when I wasn't on tour or in the studio.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah. So I started drinking coffee when I woke up, and I drink a whole fucking pot of coffee. I'm like this. I got to mellow out.
Yeah.
My chick has gone to her job. What am I going to do? I need to mellow out. Fuck it. And so, that was a fun, free time during the Ashes time,
Yeah.
you know? But by the end of that, and I only know this in retrospect, you know, being sober 15 years, I only know, like, watching the progression of my alcoholism when the throttle was twisted a little bit more.
I see.
And when we got done with Ashes, and the offers started getting bigger, the gigs started getting bigger, the advance for the next record was a little bit bigger, and I really didn't have to go to work, but my alcoholism was progressing, and I was getting drunker and drunker more and more and more, and existing.
And being dependent on being drunk?
That's what being an alcoholic is.
Straight up.
Sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Can't live without alcohol.
So first
Well,
Grammy, talk to me.
Before we move on or talk about that, I brought it up before, the song Redneck.
Yes.
I just want to hear you talk about it. I've always wondered, what is the
That's your
song?
first Grammy nom.
I didn't write that one.
You didn't write that.
Mark Morton wrote that one. And part of that one, and it's that time,
Yeah.
is about me.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Please tell me more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's about me and a certain other person. I won't say who it is because it's not my point to say, but it's definitely about the sort of mess that I've gotten myself into, you know? And Mark wrote that song musically kind of feeling a COC vibe, like what is the record that Albatross is on?
It's the one with After Blind with the fucking speaker on it.
Yeah. One of my favorite COC records. I can't remember. Anyway, sorry, Pepper. Yeah. But he wrote sort of that with that in mind, and the vocal sort of approach to that is very much influenced by that.
That makes sense.
The main riff is very southern.
But we have that in our DNA. Mark grew up listening to all that southern rock stuff too. He's from Williamsburg, Virginia, you know. So I hated all that shit until I moved out of the redneck environs. Yeah. And then later I could appreciate Leonard Skinner and some of that stuff. Sure. You know. And also it was not punk rock.
Yeah.
And, you know.
It's not British.
So but like that I know it's a big song, but I would never issue anyone a motherfucking invitation. It's some of the dumbest lyrics I've ever heard in my mind, but people connect with it.
Is it?
And people are like, I'm going to accept your invitation. I'm like, no, Mark is inviting you. Go to his house. I've never invited anyone anywhere through our music.
Is it the closer most nights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Invite them to go home.
Well, I invite them to get worn out and look, it's a good song.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a good song.
And then
always wondered.
Not talking out of school, but like a lot of it dealt with like me being so fucked up. And then I got sober. I'm not talking out of school because Mark has written a book about his fucked upness. And then he went down. So some of the lyrics, for years, I was singing to him on stage. I was like, you wrote this about me, but now you're the mess. Come on, bro. So it's very bad. But he's now like 7 years.
That's what's up.
Sober, yeah.
Welcome.
So, it's one of my greatest joys. I love
Lamb
him
of God
so
straight
much,
edge.
you know?
Everybody I
think Mark is nailed to the X.
That's
now.
what's up, Mark.
No shit.
Yeah, I know he doesn't smoke. Maybe every now and then he'll have a cigar, but he doesn't. Yeah, he's not nailed to the X. Sorry.
Everybody, peripherally, from the Lamb of God camp, from just that one show we played together, everybody was very happy. Everybody was very cool.
Yeah.
Very chill. Yeah, very welcoming.
We tried not to be dicks, dude.
No, it was a really pleasant experience.
We learned coming up, we were told, who you see on the way up is who you're going to see on the way down. And also, I don't have any time for the rock star bullshit.
Yeah.
That's not the world I come from. That's why I love the punk rock scene so much. Mm-hmm. It's because, they're not these mythic rock god-like people. It's like you go see them, and then after the show, they're at the merch table selling T-shirts, you know?
What, the best moshers make the best
No.
Yeah.
It's the only genre.
Yeah, it's the only genre where that can happen.
Yeah.
It's the only genre where the guy standing next to you can simultaneously be the guy on stage and be your best friend.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Or the guy in the pit is eventually, if they stick around long enough and are cool at all, going to end up in some cool band or or booking shows or making flyers, making art, contributing in some positive way.
Yeah, I can, I did fanzines before I was ever in a band.
That's what it's all about.
I wanted to fucking be a part of this world, you know?
So Sacrament Deluxe Edition had a bonus disc with stems to the entire album on it.
Yeah.
Did anything cool or creative come from that you remember?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I had mixed feelings about that.
Pretty wild.
It is wild and very progressive.
Yeah, nobody's separating my vocals, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I had mixed feelings about that, but I mean, it's like, whatever.
You were probably put onto some soundboard for prank calls or something.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, today, the way people can manipulate data, it's fucking scary.
Oh, I mean, you can do anything with anything.
You know?
But I mean,
it's over.
We do this for 3 hours a week, every week. Every word I've ever said in my life is on the internet.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? So that's just reality.
For sure.
I actually have a Bose soundboard.
I actually have a check coming to me.
Okay.
Because I was part of a class action settlement with an AI company that trained their AI on pirated books.
Wow.
And stuff. And mine was one of them. And many of my author friends was one of them.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
get that money. Fuck them.
Yes.
Burn them.
So they stole all our books to train their plagiarism machine.
Scumbag.
I didn't check this. Are your books on audiobook?
One is.
The first one?
Second one.
Second.
Because I wanted to do an audiobook for the first one, and my publisher, Hachette, they were like, nah, there's not a budget for it. Now they're like, hey, do you want to re-record the first one? Because audiobooks have blown up.
Yeah.
You know, and it was in my contract for my second book that I had to do an audiobook.
Are you doing the reading?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Do you want to do one for your first one now?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Keep it analog.
It's about a dark period in a long time, and it's really long, and there's a lot of foreign accents in it that I don't know if I can do justice
I got
to.
you.
Rollins, Get in the Van. Mm-hmm. His audiobook is one of my favorite.
I've never listened to the audiobook, but I own the first printing of the original book.
Sure.
Because he reads it and elaborates on something.
He reads it and then he'll veer off and tell a little more than what's in the book.
Oh, shit, I'm buying that.
It's great.
Dude.
It's great.
Thank you. All right, that's a purchase.
Yeah, it's like a 15-hour podcast.
Henry's a good egg.
You're welcome, Hank.
Yeah.
Henry's good people.
Never met him. But that's what I hear. He's in Heat, you know?
Yeah, he was in
Pretty
Heat.
cool.
He was in Heat.
Wrath. I feel like this period is kind of, you toured with Metallica a lot.
Yes.
How was that?
It was great. And I wound up getting sober on that tour.
My man.
So it was, alcoholism is a progressive thing.
Yeah.
So we're touring the world. We toured with Metallica for about a year over the course of 2 years. We did a few legs in the States. We did Europe. And finally we did Australia. And we're playing with fucking Metallica, the biggest band in the metal world, one of the biggest bands in the world, period.
Yeah.
And we're getting treated really well by them. They're such cool dudes. And we were playing, and a couple of times, James and some of the other guys on his crew were sober, you know, and I had been trying to get sober for a while, like fucking around for about 4 years. Like I wouldn't drink when I was at home because my wife at the time was sick of my shit. I can't blame her. And I would wait until we were leaving for tour, and then I would get dropped off at the airport like 2 hours early because I couldn't wait. And I'd be at the bar immediately, gong, before tours even started. So,
how much money are you spending?
Way too much. Yeah. I shudder to think about the amount of money I would have if I hadn't spent so much on alcohol and other assorted dry goods. I was also generous when I drank, so when I'm drinking, let me buy you this, you know?
Social.
And I also like to buy a bunch of dumb shit when I was drunk at the truck stop.
Do tell.
Yeah, like remote control robots. We had one named
Nothing
Steve
dumb
that I bought.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve
rules.
Just all this stupid
wolf
shit.
Shirt, wolf
ask
blanket,
Jamie.
wolf hat.
Ask Jamie Josta about it. He'll tell you about my truck stop proclivities because I rode on Haybreed's bus forever.
Truck stop Tony.
Yeah. So like we were on tour in Australia, and one day I woke up and I didn't want to live anymore. So I was like, I went to the gig in Brisbane and I talked to James. I'm like, guys, help me. And they're like, okay. And my first day sober, I played in front of 14,000 people, weeping my eyes out. So,
no shit.
Oh yeah.
Was it
out of pain?
Relief? Fear? Anxiety?
Complete, I don't know what's going on with my life. What have I done with myself?
Whoa.
Luckily I had long hair, so nobody could see.
Wow. But you're at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And
want to die.
You're thinking about
utterly die.
Right.
Wow.
Want to die. All the like waking up in the hospital, getting in fights, getting divorced, not having anywhere to live, no money, all that shit. I could just drink through all that because I could blame it on someone else, on something else. I had something to drink at.
Yeah.
But then when you're sitting in a hotel suite in Australia, which fucking rules, and you're on tour with Metallica and you're getting paid and you're still miserable, there's one direction to look.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it all comes crashing down at once.
Boom. Yeah.
On
House
stage,
of cards.
basically.
So what does day 2 of that look like?
Oh my God, what's going on with my life? And James and them going, it's okay, dude, hang in there.
Because
He'd been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd all
all these guys knew, you know, and they were like, just go out and do your job and worry about today. All you gotta do is make it to the end of the day. You're gonna be okay. It was 15 years ago.
That was it.
Dude.
That was it.
Congrats.
Okay, yeah, congratulations. That's
Man.
amazing.
I'd be dead if it.
Yeah, we could not be having this conversation.
I don't miss it. So that's the cool thing. I don't miss it.
So that means Resolution is the first album you made sober?
Yes. First record sober.
Great segue.
What was that like?
Very interesting and more focused. That record has too many songs on it.
It happens.
Because, and my guys will tell you that because you didn't want to trim it. We learned to try and trim it. So there was that frustration. And then my guys also were getting more and more fucked up during that. So
they're not seeing what tremendous mental success you're having?
They are,
okay.
but like it's like they can't, and I can't like be like, you guys gotta get something, you gotta do this, because it doesn't work, because I got preached at, and it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So it was frustrating for me.
Good for you, man, but I don't need that. I'm fine.
Yeah. And like it's a place of denial, but eventually they all came to like this, you gotta face yourself eventually.
So everybody has to hit bottom.
Yeah, nobody quits drinking because everything's going great. You're having a good time.
Yeah, it's the best part of the day.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, nobody quits drinking if everything's cool.
Wow.
This is your second Grammy nomination on Resolution.
Was it?
I think you lost to Iron Maiden this time, which
I
is
don't
fine.
know. I don't know. I didn't go to any of the Grammys. I don't give a fuck about that.
You just don't give a shit about that.
No. Flavor Flav, who gives a fuck about a goddamn Grammy? I auctioned my Grammy medallions off for charity.
Really?
It's a good man.
Yeah.
It's a good man.
That's how you get into the Grammys. It comes in a little Tiffany box. It's like nice. Auction it off for charity.
So this is when the dark days come.
Yes.
The ones you wrote about in the memoir.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. In 2012.
I wrote a 500-page book, by the way, if you want to know about this. So, you know what happened.
But there's no audiobook, so.
Yeah.
So for the people listening.
So here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even set this up? I'd really just want to hear about, I guess, your first day in actual incarceration.
In prison?
Yeah.
In jail or in prison?
Prison.
Well,
I guess jail. I mean, the process is so fucking insane. It is objectively one of the most insane things to happen to anyone in our or adjacent to our world.
Yeah.
The very first thing in that book about this subject is your letter in your handwriting.
Yeah.
And the line that really got me was that you had no idea what had happened. Mm-hmm. And the next day or whenever, when it was like, yo, this just happened last night or whatever.
Yeah.
The shock and just the complete what?
Yeah. It's not cool.
No, and we're not at all making light of it, but it is.
It's insane.
It's fascinating in a way that is, you had to go through something that I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
That also in the post-Dimebag world,
yes.
You truly never know. And
you don't know.
At that level, it should not have been your responsibility to remove someone from stage.
No. And it's, the people know the story. Yeah. I was found not guilty. I was charged with the equivalent of manslaughter, of intentionally throwing this young man off the stage and hurting him, which I certainly never intended to do anything. Mm-hmm. But I still have to take moral responsibility, because what I should have done is stop the show. Right? It was out of control the whole time. From the get, people were on stage running and stuff, and it was tiny, and our equipment is everywhere. It's just too much room.
Stage diving.
Just craziness.
All that, okay.
And we should have stopped the show. And we have an agreement. Our tour manager advances the show. It's like, we need a barricade. It needs to be this high, this short, this far from the stage. We need this many security guards, blah, blah, blah. None of that was there. So it was just like fucking crazy. And it's like, it's not like I didn't communicate to the crowd, like, stop, no. And it just kept happening.
Yeah.
And so I should have, at that point, said, okay, we're done.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I didn't.
You don't want to I understand.
Yeah, but I would rather piss all those people off, or you know, maybe they would have turned on us. Who knows?
Sure.
You know?
In hindsight, yeah.
And I've seen that happen, you know? So all of that, there could have been repercussions, and we certainly would have been called rock star assholes or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I would much rather that than a fan of my band be dead.
Yeah.
So I take responsibility for that, and I carry that with me till the day I die. It's not something I sit in and dwell and cry over every morning or something, but it's a part of my life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a serious thing, and I take it seriously to this day.
Yeah.
You know?
And you were in a prison in the Czech Republic?
Yes, in Prague.
In Prague.
Pankratz.
Which is otherwise a beautiful place.
Wonderful city.
It really is.
Have you played Prague since?
No.
Can you play Prague?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't unless there's clearance by the family of the young man involved and the money goes to charity.
Beautiful.
Because if we were to go back, you have to understand something. I was the #1 news story in the Czech Republic for a while.
Straight up.
Wow.
They're like the marauding American has come to kill, you know? Like their #1 tabloid, their paper is like a tabloid paper. Very crazy. So like, if I were to go and play there again, it would be a big news story there.
Understood.
And that would cause pain to this young man's family, who did nothing wrong, who never came at me in the press. They just want to know what happened to their son. I do not wish to inflict any more pain on them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
That's beautiful.
No, it's ethical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but like, ethical is what we hope is bare minimum nowadays with everyone. It's not what we get.
No,
most
it's
of the time.
not. And it's frustrating, you know, but I think the only thing any of us can do is hold ourselves to a higher standard. You know? That's what I tried to do. I failed.
I mean, we all do, but I think you succeed more often than you fail.
I try, man. You know,
great.
I'm a human being.
First day in prison.
It's shit scary.
Yeah.
Do they are in prison? Is the story out there? Like, do the fellow?
Everybody
inmates?
knew I was in there.
Okay.
Wow.
So a more accurate question to ask, if you want dramatic, is like, what is the first day in general population?
Okay.
Like?
Yeah.
You know, because I was in for the first, I don't know, I forget how long it was, like week or two, they put you somewhere to be monitored for depression.
Right.
To make sure you're not going to hurt yourself. So where would you put someone to monitor them for depression?
Isolation.
The most depressing part of the prison, which is down in the basement, like isolated. It's horrible, you know?
Yeah.
So eventually, and this guy in a cell next to me, I had a psychological evaluation after about a week in there, and the guy in the cell next to me spoke a little English, and he would speak it through the window. And I told him, I have this psych evaluation. He's like, whatever you do, don't tell them you don't like it here, right? Don't tell them that you hate it here. And I'm like, why? And they're like, because you'll stay in the basement longer. That's what I did.
Jesus.
So he had been down there a month.
Oh
when the shrink is like, so how are you finding the prison? And he's just like, it fucking sucks. What do you think? You know?
Yeah.
So
that's
like, you're
solitary?
depressed.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
better
wow.
stay down here longer.
Oh my God.
So
Jesus
when this
Christ.
woman asked me, you know, how are you finding the prison? I'm like, it's not so bad. I don't see why. I hear people complaining about things. I don't think it's that bad. She's like, very good. And then they moved me to population.
Wow.
So, but when they put me and my cellmates got moved into general population, because I had 2 cellmates, both Mongolian. And then you're allowed out once a day to walk to the yard, to walk. And when they let us out, and they line you up in front of the cells, you know, 150 dudes or whatever. And when I walked out, everybody went,
Fuck.
They're like, there's
The guy.
There's the guy. That's the guy who's in
And
the
is
newspaper.
it mosely Czech men, I would imagine?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Czech. There was 2 black guys in the whole prison, I think, from Africa. I met them. Czech and some Vietnamese.
No other Americans.
No other. There were Americans. No other Americans. Oh, and a lot of Romany people. Like the gypsy is the politically incorrect term.
Incorrect, yeah,
but that's what they told me to call them.
There you go.
So that okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Are there?
And they were discriminated. They were discriminated against very much so by the prison authorities and some of the white people in there. Wow. There's a lot of discrimination against.
Are there Czech metalheads who are psyched you're in there with you?
No. There's no Czech metalheads that are psyched that they're in there with me, but there was a prison guard who came to my cell after 2 or 3 days, and he's like, Randy, I saw you at Rock am Ring, and I saw you watching Alice in Chains with Vinnie Paul by the barricade. You have to leave here, Randy. And I'm like, I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. He's like, you must leave. And he's like, I'm not supposed to be here. He worked in a different part of the prison, and he handed me some cigarettes. And I was like, wait, I had some guitar picks in my pocket that they had let me keep, and I gave him some. Whoa. And he treated me like a human being, and I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wrote in that book, Dark Days, I was like, whoever your name is, dude, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna buy you a beer. And we were on a cruise, doing a cruise, and this guy introduces himself, like, do you remember me? And I'm like, I know. He's like, I'm the prison guard who brought you. And I was like, oh shit, it's him. So he came onto the cruise. So we did like this Q&A thing, the band was, and I made the guy stand up and I told everybody, I promised this guy I would buy him a beer. So I told my guys, I'm like, go bring him a beer. And then I told everyone on the boat, I'm like, get this guy fucked up. And that was the last I saw him. I heard he was just hammered the whole time. So everybody was taking care of it because he looked out for me in jail.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
God, when you needed it most. You know?
Yeah. Just a little, you're a human being.
Yeah.
You know?
How long were you in there?
37 days.
37 days.
That'll do it.
Long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a universal relief around the world when your sentence ended and you got home. Like our whole world
breathed a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude. I know some friends tried to come visit me. I believe Foresta and them were trying to figure out a way to come visit me. I know the guys in Terra canceled a show in Czech. They're like, we're not going until you guys let them go.
Solidarity.
So I was like, man, love all those people, you know?
Do you remember the first thing you did when you got home? And the first meal?
Ooh.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I remember eating, because I had to hide in Prague for a few days, like a day or two, and I was hiding in my lawyer's house, and I remember we went out and got a steak near his house, and I was just like, this is fucking awesome.
Okay. So that sticks to mind more than anything you had in America. Okay. 7, Sturm und Drang.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever in your life experienced musical catharsis quite like this?
I mean, I think people kind of view a lot of this stuff, you're kind of providing the answer you want to hear in the question there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know?
True.
Reverse. Yeah. Hit you with it.
So like I wrote this book about that whole experience, and it wasn't like this cathartic thing for me. It was like, I just want this done to be as honest as possible, to have this out here. And when people ask me, what was it like in prison? I can say, here's a 500-page book that'll answer all your questions and more.
Yeah.
But the process of writing that record, obviously there's some stuff from that. Yeah. You know, and some of the lyrics I wrote while I was in prison.
Oh.
So like 512, I wrote part of that song in prison.
Wow.
Which I remember actually was also a Grammy nomination.
Hey.
But like by the time I get around to like recording, it's not like this catharsis in the vocal booth. We've dialed it in. So it's like an execution.
Oh, true. Understood.
You know, it's an execution.
Interesting.
For me.
Understood.
But hearing the finished products back for like the first time, getting the master back, there's no like relief there of like, not only am I home and safe, but I've made another album.
I mean, it was definitely, I don't know, man. When I was locked up, I was trying not to really think too much about like what about my band? What about my career? What about all this stuff? I'm just like, I need to get through this and not focus on the external things. I need to be focused in here on what I can do. And when I was awaiting trial, because I was out, we had to go on tour as soon as I got out. Because lawyers are fucking expensive. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And so people are like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I'm going to go back to trial. What'll happen if you're found guilty? I'm like, I guess I'll go to prison. What if? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like stay here in the moment and deal with things and do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I guess it's like, there's definitely relief. But I wasn't like happy when I got out of prison, and the trial was, and I wasn't stoked, dude. Okay. Someone died.
Yeah.
So it's not like yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fuck. And I mean, that's the way I think about it. Like I said, I don't dwell in it, but it's not like got away with that. Yeah, you know, didn't go to prison for 5 years or 10 years.
Can't wait to talk about it 10 years later on a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
It would take 5 years and a pandemic to follow it up with your self-titled 8th record.
Right.
Before we get there,
Please, hit it.
the last show that Harm's Way ever played before the pandemic was on Valentine's Day 2020 with One Lamb of God at the Chicago House of Vans.
Oh, you guys were on that gig?
We were the only other band on that gig.
Holy shit!
remember that?
Only other one. Huh?
I was going through some personal things at that time. Unrelated to the band, just some personal, relational difficulties.
It happens to the worst and the best of us.
And
I think that was the last show we played for like 3 years.
Yeah,
that show was that was the last show we played, I think.
It would have to be, unless you had a tour right after.
No, that was just the last show. Yeah, it was Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Yeah, we played that at House of Vans, and
free show.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't see you guys, but I was in a really busy headspace, figuring out my life.
But it's one of the most bizarre, like since that show, something has always kind of brought us back to Lamb of God in some weird way.
Yeah.
And we're just continuing that with the rest of the year, with the cruise coming at the end of the year and everything. So it's just one of those funny things. But yeah, one of my first memories of that whole time period.
Let me ask you this:
pandemic and everything.
Did you guys have a record coming out?
We were supposed to be touring
on a record,
like for like the second half of the cycle,
right?
Like the end of the cycle.
So the record had come out, and you had done some touring. You were in the second half of the record.
Yeah. Basically, we had a little bit more to go. So then we just wrote and recorded it during the end, and it came out 2024.
Right. So our album was in the can at that time.
Oh no!
So it was done. And we're like, it's going to come out. And I had a art gallery at that show with 10 photos that were they were the art in the insert on the
cool.
albums. So they put that up there. But we were like, okay, our record, that was Valentine's Day. Our record was supposed to come out in April.
Bad time.
Perfect.
I think.
So was my wedding.
And it was like, okay, we're going to have this new record, and we love it. We love the self-titled. It's one of my favorite things we've ever done, in fact.
Late stage self-titled, cool
move,
by the way.
And very so we're all pumped about it. And then COVID happens, and the pandemic keeps going. And we're like, okay, let's push the release, because nobody knew what was happening. I mean, if you remember how bizarre it was. We didn't know.
Crazy.
Nobody knew, and different cities had different levels of like lockdowns.
Yeah.
And so the album release kept on getting pushed, and finally us management and us were like, well, we can't delay it forever. So let's put it out. And it got really good reviews, and people really connected. Particularly with the song Memento Mori off that record.
Big time.
It's one of our biggest songs. You don't get one of your bigger songs in late career. Like,
right, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But we didn't really tour on it. So that record just feels like
Lost,
man.
Yeah.
And it's such, and I'll get pissed if I think about it too much.
Sure. Understood.
But it feels like it never got the shot that it should have, you know?
You could do some kind of, you could do a record release for it now.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
So we put out the self-title, and we're not touring, and we're not making money. And I mean, we're okay because Richmond is not LA. The cost of living is not a bazillion dollars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're like, well, we got to do something. And our label's like, we want another record. So we're like, well, I guess we'll start writing another record since we're not doing anything else.
This one's just there.
And that's what we did.
And that was Omens.
Yes.
Where you experimented with more melody than ever,
I guess.
You're singing on that thing,
I
man.
guess.
What was putting that together like, and then returning to live music post-COVID?
Well, I didn't realize, like we say we don't really take what we do for granted. We realize that we're lucky to do what we do, but I didn't realize exactly until something like COVID happens how much we do take it for granted, because I felt when we did a live stream, right, from a club called the Broadberry, and fans could buy a ticket and see the live stream. A lot of bands were doing that.
Yeah.
And then, but we went to rehearse at Mark's house, and I remember getting the energy of like, holy shit, we're making music together again.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Where normally a band practice is just like, okay, let's get through this so we can fucking get this.
It is our least favorite thing.
Yeah, this song done and go on tour. You know what I mean? I got to relearn these fucking songs from like 3 albums ago that someone's decided they want to play. But I remember rehearsing for that live stream, and I hadn't been with my guys in so long. I hadn't been able to hug them or anything.
Yeah.
And or make this music and just being like in practice, like, oh, we're a band.
Yeah.
We don't know if we'll ever do this again.
Yeah.
But we are a band.
Yeah.
And it was like this really intense feeling, man. And then when it came time to tour again, so we wrote and recorded the other record relatively quickly on the heels of the self-titled Omens. But when it came time to tour, I think we had already written that record, and when they were trying to book us a tour, we were going out with Megadeth, and In Flames was supposed to be on it, but somehow they couldn't get a visa due to COVID, and the tour dates kept on getting moved. And our booking agent, Tim Bohr, I don't know if you know him, he's from our world, he was like trying to figure out routings. Management is constantly trying to figure out stuff. I felt like it sucked not getting to play music, but I'm glad I'm not a booking agent or management, because there every day it must have been like waking up and taking a handful of darts and just throwing it at a board and be like, what can we do today?
Everything.
Just like
at the same time.
We'll see what happens, because everything kept on getting changed. And then finally we went out, and other tours had tried it before us, but most of them people got sick, the tour got interrupted, like people died.
Hundreds of thousands of people.
But even in our world, people died.
For sure,
Well, I was going to bring it up, and it's a somber thing, but over that time, not necessarily due to anything else going on, we lost all of our mutual friend Riley Gale, Power Trip, who you guys had taken out shortly before, a couple of years before the pandemic started. I remember you played Age of Quarrel, or you played a Cro-Mag song with them?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We Gotta Know?
Yeah.
And
they were playing it at sound check.
And you were just like...
And I was walking through the club, and I heard it, and I was just in the audience like freaking out. And they're like, let's play it. And we played it that night.
Oh, yeah. And I remember that was one of my first inclinations of like, oh, they might be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he might be cool kind of thing, because I didn't know.
He might be not this weird metalhead.
But I bring it up because the last memory I have of Riley was after trying to break into Fred Durst's private bathroom at a fest that we were playing.
Right.
It was funny because we talked about it with Brett also, but there's a fest in Germany with all the big diggers. I think it's Brutal Assault or Full Force. One of them. Lamb of God played. Riley and I watched you standing next to each other. That's my last memory of him in person, was watching you guys play.
They were supposed to tour, it was Power Trip, were supposed to tour Europe with Creator. and us in 2019.
Yep, 2019. That was it.
And we were supposed to do this song together, which I wound up doing, obviously, without Riley. But Mark was kind of chasing him. Our guitar player, Mark, was kind of chasing him some, like... And Mark is a clean and sober guy. Mm-hmm. He knew something was going on, you know, and it's really sad. And I did not know. Mm-hmm. I wish I did. Mm-hmm. I'd gone down to Texas to try and help him, you know. But yeah, it's super sad. The last show I remember seeing them was in kind of a honky-tonk bar down in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I went down there to see them, and it was them and Gate Creeper. Mm-hmm. And I got great pictures that night, and pictures of Riley backstage. And it's always a good time with him, and he is a big nerd. So, like me, we like to
He's
talk.
a big comic book guy, but didn't like superheroes.
No, but we talk about books a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And he recommended some really good books to me. So yeah, I miss him. He's a good dude.
Great dude.
Well missed. Yep.
Yeah. Well loved.
Oh yeah,
Well
big
loved.
time. The heavy music boom. We're in a new boom.
Are we?
22 and on, I feel like
COVID, post-COVID.
has the post-COVID live music boom. People were dying to just go see some live
Oh, dude.
rock.
Yeah.
The first tour back.
Yeah, did you notice it?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
People were fucking stoked.
Yeah.
Because it's medicine, man. It's like where we come together and let it out, you know? But yeah, when we finally got on the road after several false starts, and we actually made it to the end of the tour without having to cancel. We were one of the first tours to do it, I believe. But the whole time, it was still weird. Because people were still wearing masks and like distancing and all that shit. But it was like, it was still weird, and I was really, as a singer, paranoid about it, because I did get COVID on one tour and we did have to cancel. We had some people fill in for me, and we had Mark from Chimera fill in a gig.
Wow.
And then we had the singer from Fit for an Autopsy fill in, like on like 1 day notice.
Jesus.
So they did the best they could. And then Mark was supposed to fill in the rest, but he got really sick, so we had to cancel one gig. But I had COVID. I remember I woke up, we played in Jacksonville, Florida, started feeling weird, and then all of a sudden I started getting really sick.
Yeah.
And I separated myself from the band and got a rental car
Drove
Caravan,
yeah.
by myself
With
until
full sniffles,
just driving by, like out of my mind,
Yeah.
sick as shit. There would have been no way I could have performed. So when people were like, "Oh, COVID, fucking, don't be a pussy," it's like, dude, you get up there and try and
It's
scream
brutal,
like
yeah.
this, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Especially the OG strains. They seem to have decreased in severity, but like
the Delta wave, come on,
Yeah,
that
that
one
was
took me
rough.
down.
finally I got to fucking Chicago and posted up at a hotel outside the airport there, O'Hare, and I got prescribed, what is this? It's an antiviral that you can get relatively.
Ivermectin.
No.
No, that's the horse one.
No, a real one.
Yeah.
Whatever the real one is, not the horse paste, you know?
Apple? Apple flavor.
I forget what it is, but I got it in like somewhere in Indiana where you couldn't get it anywhere else. And I went, they just gave it to me. They're like, yeah, nobody here will take it because they don't believe COVID's real or whatever, you know? So I got it and holed up in a hotel room outside O'Hare for like 3 days until I tested negative.
Yeah.
And then rejoined the tour in South Dakota.
Oh, wow. Was it the Hilton in O'Hare, like in the middle of it?
No,
That's a good one.
It was a little ways
I like
out.
that one. Into Oblivion.
And our tour manager's wife was so kind and brought me food and
Oh,
Legend.
because he's from Chicago.
come on.
Do you eat meat?
Yeah.
Are you a Portillo's guy?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
This is my culture.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
I went there the last time I was in Chicago.
Beautiful.
I had to
Yeah.
get a dog.
So did I.
You got to pray. You got to go
I
to
got
temple.
to pray at the altar of, what's his name?
Dick Portillo.
Dick Portillo. Yeah. Into Oblivion.
Yes.
Here we are. Album 10.
Yes.
You recorded vocals at Total Access.
In Redondo Beach.
How cool was that?
Amazing.
Oh, cool.
The SST Records.
Yeah, our
hotspot.
producer did very well in finding that place. Josh knows me, our producer Josh Wilbur. He's like, you're going to love this fucking place. Because when the owner started that studio, Greg Ginn, obviously from Black Flag, the owner of SST, came to him and he's like, okay, if I give you this much money, how many records can I get done? Kind of like a group rate.
I see.
And he gave the owner this money, and then the fabled SST producer Spot came in and did a lot of those records. So when I walked in, they have all the records they've done on the wall. There you see Black Flag, My War, and you see The Descendants, I Don't Want to Grow Up, and you see Husker Du's in Arcade, and you see the Minutemen, and it's just like I walked in, I'm like, I fucking love this place, you know?
Yeah.
And the owner is super cool. He's had it since it began, and I'd just like bug him for old school punk rock stories.
Yeah.
You know, about shit that had happened there.
Some HardLore, if you will.
Yeah, some hard lore. I got some real life hard lore out of some crazy stories about Henry Rollins, like being on the roof of the fucking studio one night on acid, just freaking out, howling at the moon, you know, and the neighbors being called, like, what is going on? You know?
That was the Henry Warfield days.
Yeah.
Really. I'm going to cut you guys in on something. We've heard the record. Song number 4, The Killing Floor.
Banger.
That's a good song.
That's good to hear.
What was the... what are you writing about? What's the approach in 2025?
Oh, obviously
How awesome the U.S. is right now.
Yeah, how the ongoing disintegration of the social contract here in the United States of America and the broad-reaching geopolitical ramifications that may lead us to World War III.
Something from Just Beyond the Light. You said, "I am offended by humanity."
Yeah,
is a quote that you had. Something that stuck with you.
That was a note I put. It's one in my cell phone one day. I was like, I am offended by humanity.
Yeah,
because I find these things years later. You know.
And is this something that you pulled from for this record?
Well, no, that's just a note I found in there, and I'm not offended by all of humanity.
Okay.
I used to be.
Sure.
Because I was very angry and very drunk. I'm not offended by all of humanity, but I'm certainly offended by the shift in tone by a segment of our population towards cruelty and the dehumanization of others and the sort of binary us versus them shit that's happening right now. It's unacceptable, and not only that, it's unsustainable. So, and as is the wealth inequality gap. So if you look at historic empires, what's happening right now are the end stages of those empires. A few people get very, 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 very rich, and then everybody else gets poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer. And then empire falls.
Yeah.
So we better straighten our shit out. Fuck the billionaires, fuck the fascists.
Straight up. Right now, I mean, racism, sexism, homophobia are like the status quo.
You know,
and it will come to a boiling point.
I think I don't know if it's a status quo. I think there's been a permission structure been given to people to act out, and there's a segment of the population that has had that within them. You know, and then there's sadly a segment of the population that has been raised in this environment, and that's being instilled in them. You know, but I do not think that is the majority of people. I think that the majority of people are I don't know, inherently good, I guess.
I think so.
I think so. But there right now, there is like a sickness in America. It's an illness.
Yeah.
Would you attribute, I mean, with all due respect, coming from a small town in Virginia,
right?
Would you attribute your not getting sick with that same illness to this music we've been talking about for the last couple hours?
That and having
subculture.
That and having amazing parents, who raised me not to not judge others for economic status or the color of their skin or any of that, And I did grow up in a small town, and there were, the stereotypical rednecks with that sort of redneck attitude, but there was good people there too,
Of course.
And there are everywhere. And I think that right now the media, it's fucking chaos every day. When you look at the news, it's like, what the fuck has happened? That is by design by these people. Once again, to quote Steve Bannon, flood the zone with shit. It's all a wag the dog sort of distraction, I think. But it's so much input from all this stuff. Everything's crazy, everything's bad. I think that is the value in coming from a scene like ours, because we have human connection and we know, okay, we can come together. This is possible.
We can talk.
We can talk.
Yeah.
We may not agree on everything, but we can talk. You know what I mean? When you're on your phone, paradoxically, social media is not social anymore. And paradoxically, these communication tools, which are supposed to bring us together, I think are separating us.
Yeah, they're designed to get you mad so that you engage.
They keep you together in your bubble, but they separate you from everyone else.
Yeah. So, like, there's this feeling of separation. I don't think the way things are sustainable. And, I hate to say this, but I think the rest of this year is going to continue to get worse.
For sure.
I do think at a certain point there's going to be a tipping point, and we're going to start seeing some daylight.
It's coming. Any plans to give fiction a whirl?
Yes. All right. That's what I'm working on right now.
All right.
Really? No kidding.
Yes. I've started my first novel. I actually wrote a novel years ago, a really rough one, just as an exercise for this thing called NaNoWriMo. Every year it's 30 days. You're supposed to write a book in 30 days. And
cool.
I wrote a novel. Maybe I'll revisit that, but this is my first novel that I've started it. I'm not a guy who can write at like the cafe like an artist or something. I wish I was.
No, you need to
I got to be alone.
Seclude, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't listen to music if there's any vocals in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
cool.
then I'll start paying attention to,
I got you.
to all that
I'm
stuff.
a big ambient electronic,
Yes, tons of
jazz
that.
kind of guy.
Yes, tons of that.
Just noise, really.
Or like in the winter when it's cold, have you heard Vardruna?
Vardruna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
The first Vardruna record is unbelievable.
Yes,
actually.
unbelievable.
The white, kind of white one with the red symbol. The later ones are a little too produced for me.
Yeah.
But the first
great.
one is
Give me the racket.
It's
me
pretty
that
racketous. It's the dude, the drummer from Gorgoroth.
Singer from Gorgoroth.
No. Gall was the singer of Gorgoroth.
Yes, Gall was on.
Oh, he's in that, yeah, but
Gall's on the first Vardruna.
But the main guy was also in Gorgoroth, I believe.
I don't know. I can't remember. Is it Einar?
Einar, and then Lindy Faye Hella is the girl.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
It's incredible
So
music. It's incredible music. And
Big fan.
where do you live?
Van Nuys, California.
Oh, Van Nuys, yeah.
It doesn't apply here.
Yeah.
It can't.
Chicago,
Too
though.
hot.
Chicago,
You walk
let me
around in
tell
the
ya.
snow
Yeah.
listening to Vardruna.
No.
Turn on Hagal.
It was
amazing.
83 today in January. We simply don't have time.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes that I saw in the book, Just Beyond the Light. I want to read it so that I make sure I get it right.
Yes.
You have to engage in the creative process to become an artist.
Yes.
I think that is beautiful.
It's true.
It almost seems as obvious as better is better.
Yeah.
But it is a succinct, identifiable way to distinguish an artist from a participant or an
from
artist.
journalism.
From
Yeah.
journalism, yeah.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about photography, which is obviously an art form that you love.
Yeah.
You talk about surfing,
Yes.
which is kind of an art form, I would say.
Yeah,
it's like
is.
a physical art form.
It is when really good dudes do
Yeah.
it. I'm a mediocre surfer, so it's an experience.
It's
of
an
totality.
expression,
Yeah.
artistic expression between man and nature.
Yeah.
It's top of the head.
Good shit.
Are there any other things besides writing, besides photography, Any other artistic creations, artistic endeavors you're into?
I mean, I've done a little acting. And I'm a very bad actor. It's very hard.
It's tough.
It's very hard. I thought I would be like natural at it. You know, because I'm kind of a clown.
Performer, you know?
A performer.
But
sure.
it's very hard. I've done a little, and that's fun. You know, I wouldn't mind doing some more of that. But no, man, I mean, like, I do music. I've composed music on my own and worked with some people. I did some music for the Richmond Ballet.
That's cool.
Yeah, a good friend of mine choreographed some pieces for them. He's a professional ballet dancer. And then I do my band and various other things. I've kind of wanted to try to paint.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be any good at it. I think that's why I liked photography so much, because I'm not very good visually.
I took a Bob Ross class.
Yeah.
It was pretty, I'm dog shit, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So give it a shot.
I might.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
Pretty little
good.
trees.
The gorgeous trees. Let's talk about,
Draw a pretty little floor punch.
that'll
right
just,
there.
exactly. That'll be our little secret.
They're all
The gorgeous little spin
Happy
cake. over
Mark
there.
Porter in the barn.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the thing that binds all touring people.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
This is the
How do you
cause
get
of it.
it?
How do you get there?
How do you get to diarrhea?
Step one.
Food.
A delicious meal.
That's right.
Excuse me.
What are your spots? What are you? This is a question we ask every guest.
What are my spots?
Yeah,
Well, I'm in Chicago, Portillo's.
That's right.
Great.
You're goddamn right.
Let's say you're in a mythical place where they all exist in one place.
Every
And you can have
chain,
anything.
anything.
I try to avoid the chains.
But
you know.
You
But
can't,
in
but
this
we all
instance-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sometimes.
on a day off
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere outside Boise, Idaho, in the Walmart parking lot,
Yeah.
you got to go somewhere.
Where are you
Where
going?
Well, I'm going to go to Starbucks.
Okay.
Start the day off right.
Yeah.
At least get a cup.
Well, I make coffee on the bus, but then I'm going to go to Starbucks after I've had my 2 cups. I'm going to get a medium iced mocha, no whipped cream, and I'm going to get a double smoked bacon sandwich.
That
Oh.
thing is good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the like croissant bread one.
I've never partooken.
Oh, that one is good.
If I got to go fast food,
Yeah, you do.
I do.
You really do. Or accelerated cuisine.
If I have my druthers for fast food, I'm going to go to Arby's and I'm going to get
Wow.
Dark Horse.
He's got the meats.
Perhaps the darkest horse to ever live.
I'm going to get a double beef and cheddar.
Really?
Wow.
Slather it in Arby's sauce.
Dude, Arby's
It's
sauce
going to be
is one-
sloppy and the cheese is going to
Yeah.
be running down my arm. I'm going to be like,
Arby's
Curly
sauce
fries.
is
I
one of
hate
the
myself.
Yeah.
one of the
For real.
only
Some
proprietary sauces that I like
Because it's not creamy.
because it's not creamy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You a cream guy?
No.
Really?
No.
Mayo, sour
No,
cream.
no, don't say that
Yeah.
word.
Really?
Mayo
I'm the same way.
is a morally reprehensible condiment.
It's egg and
It is
mayo.
fucking disgusting.
It's two of the best things whipped together.
Yeah, but you get really sick if mayo sits out too long.
I've
Really
never have.
sick.
yeah.
I never
You
have.
get sick
you
once.
could get
You get
sick.
sick multiple times a day, every day.
Consider mustard.
Never. Mustard
That-
rules.
Mustard is
Mustard
a superior condiment.
I don't have
It
to
is.
choose, though.
Yeah,
I'm a man of excess. It's the land of plenty.
You're a man with a faulty palate. Is what you are.
I mean, it's faulty in many ways.
Mayonnaise is foul.
Yeah, sour
It is-
cream,
I get angry
abomination.
when I think about it. I wrote about it in the book about how.
How do you
much
feel
I
about
just-
aioli?
That's fresh. That's made right there.
It's
There's
just
a-
garlic mayo.
There's
No. You can make it
how about sour cream, ranch, all that shit.
sour cream. I can do.
You can do sour cream.
Yeah.
Not him.
I mean,
No.
can't do it.
I'll do all creams at once.
No,
I prefer it.
Ugh.
Really.
you're disgusting.
Feel sick.
You disgust me.
No, no.
You're a foul creature.
No, I'm a
loads.
good guy. Let me ask you something crazy. It's not that crazy to me, actually. Maybe crazy to him. Have you live in a pretty haunted part of the country, some would say.
Yes.
Do you have a belief in the supernatural? Have you seen a ghost?
I believe in ghosts, but they don't believe in me.
Isn't that a shame?
Same with him.
I believe in them.
No, they believe me.
that's
our
true.
guitar player Willy
Yeah.
believes in all of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I should have talked.
I got him a fucking hat with Bigfoot on it that says
Yeah.
"I want to believe."
Yeah.
I get him Bigfoot
I do
stuff.
believe.
I do believe.
He goes to like whenever we're somewhere like it's supposed to be haunted, he'll go and take pictures,
Yeah.
Or
looking
catch an
for the
orb.
orbs.
I told this guy I liked his pickups. I could have been talking to him about
And
You should have said I like your orb.
he loves all that shit. Like
Okay.
him and his wife. Have you ever been to Savannah, Georgia?
Yeah.
Spooky
It's real
place.
spooky. They go and do the haunting tours and all that shit.
plantations and stuff. It's creepy for sure.
So yeah, I mean, I love that creepy stuff. I'm a big fan.
You've never seen one.
No, I'm waiting.
That's why.
I talk
that's
to
why it
him
hasn't
too.
come.
I'm like, come to me.
Come.
That's
Yeah.
the problem. You want it too bad.
They're shy.
Yeah.
They're cream based. You know. Ectoplasm. You know what that is? Oil and eggs.
Oil and eggs. Gross.
Randy, could you tell us your top 4 hardcore records of all time?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about this.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. Well, and defining hardcore and what would be considered
you.
Hardcore. Number 1, I'll just go with straight New York hardcore. And I know a lot of these people in this scene, and I don't want to offend anybody.
Of course.
You know, I don't want any beef with any of you motherfuckers. You all know me.
Yeah.
But the greatest New York hardcore record of all time, without a doubt, is The Age of Quarrel by the Cro-Mags.
Understandable.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
No
it
art.
really
Love
is.
Agnostic Front. I love me some Mad Boy. All those guys, man. You know, but like something about.
What are you
Age of
gonna
Quarrel.
do? You know,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
I got to give some love to Hatebreed.
Which one?
No Cream. Listen to good bands. This is my guy.
It doesn't sound the greatest, but Satisfaction.
Oh,
It doesn't sound the greatest. You think so?
The
no, I mean,
production is
production-wise,
production is
underproduced
It's
for sure.
well, I mean, it's what was available to them.
Yeah.
It's
Steve Evans, you know,
Satisfaction. I
I
will
love
say
it.
this: if you are going through a hard personal time, and the woman is left, and you don't, your life is shit.
Yeah.
And you are crying, and you just hate everything. There is only one band
It's true.
that can save you,
It's a fact.
and that is Hatebreed.
Hatebreed.
Crowbar will make it worse. Don't do Crowbar. Go Hatebreed.
Well, there's
okay?
a time and a place for Crowbar.
There are, and you
Cold.
know what?
All of
It's
New
dark.
Orleans. I have great love for New Orleans. One of my favorite bands. I Hate God. You know,
Yeah.
good friends of mine. You know,
Who you filled in for?
yes.
Ah, yes.
I love them, but there's a time and a place for I Hate God, and there's a time and a place for Crowbar, and there's a time and a place for Hate.
There really is. And it's the gym in a terrible situation.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Driving alone.
Yes.
All right, so we got Age of Quarrel. We got
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
Yes.
You're on a roll.
Which I love the production of, Steve.
So, I am going to call this hardcore.
I like it.
And my friend who plays bass in this band may or may not even agree with me. But they're my favorite band of all time.
Oh.
I'm going to call the Bad Brains, the Roar cassette, the first one.
100%.
It's
Undeniable.
That's as core as it gets.
That's core.
and it fucking is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. You know.
Perfect. It
So-
does not get any better than that.
No.
One more.
So
It's
what
the hardest one.
Yeah.
It is the hardest
It's
one.
always
So we got Age of Quarrel, Satisfaction,
You're doing
really
just so good.
and the first Bad Brains Roar cassette. This is so hard.
Yeah, it's fun for us.
See, I want to throw a younger a band a bone.
Respect.
Yeah. And I have to. I have to throw a younger band a bone.
The genre is about the youth. You know?
Yes. And they're not young, but I gotta throw a band younger, which includes almost everybody younger than mine, because we've been 30 years. Out of Richmond, Virginia, Division of Minds first.
Dude,
Wow.
respect. That's fucking awesome.
That's huge.
You hear
That's
that,
amazing.
guys?
Yeah. Lee, J. Cox.
Number 4. Great job. Damn.
Wow.
Cool answer.
Gotta do it, man.
Great.
You got to do
You
it.
gotta keep it moving, gotta keep it fresh.
You really do.
Absolutely.
That's what we say. Randy, can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
What
was
a
a pleasure.
beautiful chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Even with the garbage truck.
Yeah.
You know,
sorry, but we
it-
called the city, but they don't. They don't.
They
listen.
don't care.
They don't listen.
This is real.
You know? This is as real as it gets.
Yeah.
We hope you've all enjoyed this as much as we have, which is impossible. So thank you again for joining us. Into Oblivion, out very soon, or a few months ago, depending on when you're listening to this, or a few years ago. Welcome back.
Hello.
Randy, you're the man.
Thank
is
you.
there anything you'd like to leave the world with here? Imparting words?
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
It's easy. It's not hard.
It's really the easiest thing you can do.
Just don't be a dick.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you, Randy. Thank you all. See you next week. This episode is brought to you by Mad Vintage.